That seducer and despoiler must be stopped. He's extremely dangerous.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
You know, Chuck was pretty, low on himself on that call. I thought it was great. When he was talking about it yesterday, he didn't seem too enthused with how that call came about. I mean, you should have seen the mob scene that he was having to deal with Z and Hunter Yurchek and the crowd behind him. I thought he did a great job, and I thought it was a great call. That's why I thought it needed to be played again this morning. You'll probably hear it throughout the week. Vegas, baby. We're going to Vegas. Cannot wait. I'm driving up to Tulsa tonight, flying out tomorrow. Hopefully a lot of Arkansas fans outside the ones I know will be making the trip. Cannot wait. A lot to discuss this morning. Kamani Johnson, Jordan Walsh with the media. Eric Musselman did his media rounds with several different national programs we'll talk about. And some interesting stats regarding Arkansas's NCAA tournament wins that War Machine put out. Plus, there's a couple days. National Fragrance Day, World Tattoo Day, National Crunchy Taco Day, and more. Tickets to give away. I got 2 tickets to give away this morning as well, thanks to Tony Malugin, and we will do that all coming up in the next 3 hours of the Morning Rush. Ty Richardson, Christian Johnston, Clay Henry's going to join us a couple days early at 7. Also, Tom Murphy at 7:20. At 8. Bruce Stanton at 7:20. Might get Daryl Hawkins in this morning as well. Kind of waiting and see on that. That is to be determined. We'll see if we can get Mr. Daryl on with us this morning. Hey, when you're in Northwest Arkansas for any event, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, maybe just a weekend away, the place to stay is the Inn at the Mill. Our staff stays there a lot here in Northwest Arkansas, and it's the place to be. It's a great location, the I-49 Johnson exit, so it's right in the middle of everything, right next to Fayetteville, easy exit to get off to Springdale, Rogers, Bentonville, whatever you need. They've got great homemade cookies. That's what's my favorite part. Tommy always talks about the personal touch they provide. They'll know your room if you stayed there before, your accommodations, what you want. That's a big deal for a lot of people. Breakfast, internet service, workspace, and more. Call 479-443-1800. 479-443-1800 or go to inatthemill.com for the Inn in the Mill in Johnson. We've got plenty of clips to get to this morning from Kamani Johnson and Jordan Walsh, who, again, were both fantastic yesterday. It was kind of cool to juxtapose a veteran who's been here a while versus a true freshman that just got here. And listen, here's what Kamani said that stood out to me yesterday.
We're going down to Vegas to get us 2 more and then try to get to Houston.
I mean, it's short and sweet. We're going out to Vegas to get 2 more and try and get to Houston. And I think that's the goal of this basketball team. And they truly believe that. Be honest with yourself. How many of you actually expected in the second half for them to win that game? I felt stupid, to be quite honest. Based on my prediction, I was like, well, this season looks like it come to an end. They're battling, but I think Kansas is just going to be too much. And again, the Jayhawks got a 12-point lead in the second half of that ball game. But Arkansas managed to battle back as they've done at other points this season. But the closing out portion is what they haven't been able to execute. They did it on Saturday against a great basketball team.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They got down like 12 points, and I was like a little worried at that point. But I think at this point they do play better when the pressure's on and they're not, when they get a double-digit lead, it's almost like they kind of let off the gas. Or I could be wrong, but it just seems that way. Now, they were able to come back against a really good team in the NCAA tournament when the moment was enormous. So the confidence level after that game has to be skyrocketing just because you beat the number 1 team, you came back to do it. So, UConn's going to present unique challenges. I mean, they're a great team for a reason, probably a little underseeded, but I mean, so I think Arkansas was underseeded as well. And
his address yesterday, Chuck has said they've been up and down this year, did not have a great January, but have started to put it together. Dan Hurley, Eric Musselman, it's going to be a dynamic matchup on the sidelines. And Christian kind of addressed something there with Arkansas having leads at so many points this season and letting them slip away, that was the one thing I was holding on to with the group I was sitting with. And I was like, well, maybe it's better they're down 8 than up 8. And I'm just trying to find positives to pull out of a dismal first half performance where there wasn't a ton of great things that you can point to and say, they really did this well or they really did that well. But for you to score 45 points in the second half, Devontae having 21 of those, nearly half of your second half points were from Devo Davis, and well over half were from Devo and Ricky Council, the way that Ricky kind of took over as soon as Devo fouled out. Ricky's like, all right, guess it's my turn, and he did exactly that. That's what you need from your old guys. Now, Devo's a Jacksonville kid. Devo's been here for quite some time, but for Ricky to come over and transfer from Wichita State and have 2 of his worst games all season in the SEC tournament, the injection of confidence that he's had the past 2 games is going to be huge. I'll tell you who else needs confidence. That's Nick Smith Jr. And Kamani, talking about Nick a little bit, here's what he had to say about the five-star All-American and how the team feels about him right now.
Nick's a basketball player. He's a dog. He's him for that reason. So, I mean, we're in his ear. We're giving him encouragement. I mean, I don't think anybody on the team has lost any type of trust or faith in him. We know who he is, and we know what he can do. You know what I mean? So, it's 2 games. Them 2 games are over with. It's a new city, and, I expect Nick to have big games. I
didn't have the opportunity to go to the locker room directly after the win over Kansas, but there's a really cool video that the Pig Trail Nation put out in Alyssa Orange of Nick and his emotions, and you can see Anthony Black hugging him, the fact that, he's had to go through so much this season. Is there been a more heavily criticized Razorback in the last 3 decades than Nick Smith Jr.? With social media amplifying it tenfold, people are asking, well, he deleted social. He doesn't want to get ripped. He's just getting dogged on social media by Razorback fans who are supposed to be supporting him. And I get it. He has not played good the last 2 games. I am not sitting here and telling you that he's been spectacular, because he hasn't. But there's no one that wants to perform more for you with his own abilities than Nick Smith Jr. Yeah. And if this team is able to beat the number 1 overall seed in the region without supposedly their best offensive player giving you anything the first 2 games, what are they going to – what is UConn, what is potentially UCLA or Gonzaga going to do if Nick Smith starts going off, in addition to other guys that have found their rhythm offensively?
Yeah, that's a good point. If Nick Smith starts, doing what we know he's capable of, I think this team can really take that next step. Now, obviously, it's been said, if Nick Smith starts scoring, obviously someone's going to have to take a back seat, which is fine. I think we're probably more suited to have a game where Nick Smith goes off a little bit and everyone else kind of contributes in their own way. I don't know that Devo's necessarily going to go off like that every game, but he did when it mattered the most against the number 1 team. So we know Devo's capable of it, so we just need some of these other guys to – Rookie Council's capable of it. We just need some of them to step up too.
877-377-6963 is the number to call or text in this morning. Christian Johnson, Ty Richardson, Clay Henry coming up, Bruce Stanton coming up, Tom Murphy coming up, and maybe we get Daryl Hawkins on as well. As I mentioned, we are off to Las Vegas. Tomorrow I'm flying out. Cannot wait. It would not be possible without our friends at Mossback Fish Habitat. Check out all your fish habitat products at mossbackfishhabitat.com. Dock, lake, pond. David Keene will help you out. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price. Visit mocklegalsolutions.com. The Stadium Shop on Razorback, Sweet 16 gear, available now. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you, and Red River Auto Group. Go online at redriverfordcabot.com or redriverdodge.com. More of the Morning Rush coming up on a Tuesday.
ESPN Arkansas is live in Vegas at the NCAA Tournament. Our coverage is presented by Mossback Fish Habitat. They can enhance your fishery at your favorite dock, lake, and pond at mossbackfishhabitat.com. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. The Stadium Shop on Razorback. Sweet 16 gear available now. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. And Red River Auto Group. Check out their inventory at redriverdodge.com and redriverfordcabot.com.
Vegas, baby!
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria is the #1 place to watch March Madness games this year. And for the rest of the way, they're doing $2 domestics during Hog basketball games. They're also doing $2 domestics during every Arkansas baseball game this season. You don't want to miss out. For to-go orders during March Madness, call 479-783-9941. 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Have a loan with a variable to balloon rate? That might be a problem if it's due to reprice soon. Let Farm Credit fix your problem with a long-term fixed interest rate loan. Farm Credit's terms are the longest in the ag industry, ensuring you'll have peace of mind for years to come. At Farm Credit, you have nothing to lose. When rates begin to drop, you can easily readjust your rate again with no refinancing application, no new appraisals, no new title work. We make it simple. Find a Farm Credit office near you at myaglender.com. Equal housing lender.
Is there anything worse than a cold shower? How about water damage after a leaking water heater? If it's time for a new water heater, you deserve the best. Right now, take $150 off a new tank water heater, or upgrade to endless hot water with a tankless water heater and get $300 off. Don't settle for good when you can have the best. Schedule today at GoPascal.com. Professional people, professional service. Pascal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Make today more interesting with Betly's online sports betting action. You can bet on pro and college games with Betly, the only online sports book in Arkansas and Tennessee. And right now, every new customer can cash in on a $250 risk-free first bet. Download the Betly Sportsbook app now in the Apple and Google Play Store or visit Betly.com. With Betly, every game matters.
Must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas or Tennessee to bet. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
High-Tech Truck Refrigeration Service is all about God, family, and our country, and they proudly display the red, white, and blue. At High-Tech, they specialize in truck and trailer repair, service, and are certified in refrigeration repair. And every day, give thanks to those who have served our country and paid the ultimate sacrifice for folks like you and me. High-Tech Truck Refrigeration Service, located in Van Buren at 6410 Alma Highway or at 479-474-2220.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
Fort Smith's largest used car sale ever this Thursday through Monday at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Over 500 vehicles are on the lot for this one-time event. Cars as low as $49.95. Bring your trade-in. Multiple appraisers are on site to bid on your car. Over 30 banks on hand to get you financed, even if you've been told no elsewhere, and no payments for 90 days. Plus, state tax paid when you buy this weekend. The inventory liquidation event Thursday through Monday. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike
Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Woo pig suey, and it's fantastic when people call it. Now, if things aren't going well, sometimes they yell woo pig fooey, and that isn't real good. That's bad luck. Calling hogs, they go sweet.
Anthony Black into the front court. They set a screen, double screen, top of the key. They free Walsh, pick and pop, three-pointer good! Walsh with a tray. The Hogs are up by one. Norm Roberts wants a timeout on the other end.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
All right, back here on the Morning Rush, 877-377-6963. It is a Tuesday edition of the Morning Rush, getting closer and closer. As Chuck was saying yesterday, I know Arkansas fans, everyone listening right now, you just want the game to be now, like in 5 minutes. Just get this thing going. But unfortunately, we got to wait till 6:15 Central Time, 4:15 Vegas time, coming up on Thursday. I know there's going to be a lot of people that won't get much work done on Thursday based on the anticipation of this said matchup with the UConn Huskies. We'll talk more about that coming up. Again, your calls and texts are welcome. I'll tell you who's always welcome on Fridays is our buddy Sean from the Fence Man, who, by the way, won our last Fence Man Friday Picks competition. Got put in somewhat of a box early. I don't know how the competition is right now after this weekend, but Sean always finds a way to make it competitive. That's because he is a worker. He is a driver. And when it comes to anyone that has dealt with Sean from the Fence Man and his team, you know the reputation that they have when it comes to quality gates, quality fence repairs. This could be large commercial, residential. I mean, Tommy's Fence, it's Fence Man. A lot of these places that you see around River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, Fence Man has done them. Sean and his team has done them. 479-782-3936 is their number. Again, 479-782-3936. If it involves fencing, he can do it for you. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. Tell you who's not afraid to talk and give his opinion about the Arkansas Razorbacks. That is Danny in Russellville. Danny, good morning.
Good morning, guys. That's going to be a great game. Connecticut is really good. But you know what? Arkansas is not scared of them. They just knocked off Kansas, who was a really, really good team. So Ricky Council had a great game, but most of his points came at the free throw line. Mm-hmm. If he gets it going where he starts hitting those little pull-ups and Nick, these guys are capable of making them shots. They made them all their life. If they start making those shots, we can beat anybody. And I think we need to get away from the three-shot and pound the boards. And Arkansas can beat anybody when they play their game and hit the free throws. But before I get off here, I want to ask you a question about Pete Maravich's record.
Okay. That's a little...
I got to talk about this. Pete Maravich averaged 44 points for 3 years because he could not play as a freshman. No three-point shot.
Mm-hmm.
Antoine Davis of Detroit Mercy, that's not a hospital, played 5. And he ended up 4 points shy of Pete's record in 5 years with the three-point shot, which Pete didn't have. And I just feel like it would have been a shallow record. I can understand he wanted to get it. I would too. But even if he'd have played 4 years with the three-point shot, I would have said more power to you. But myself personally, Pete played half as many games, and I didn't feel like I didn't want the record to go down like that. A year of COVID, 5 years. So that's my point. And anyway, guys, go Hogs, go USA baseball, and have a good day.
Well, I, for one, am not a huge fan of any LSU Tiger holding any sort of record. And I know there's some great ones out there. Shaquille O'Neal, Pistol Pete Maravich, Chris Jackson, Mahab, Abdu. I forget how to say it. There's been some really good players that have come through that program. I think Brady even took him to a Final Four with Tyrus Thomas and company. But, I mean, if he would have gotten the record, it wouldn't have miffed me. Obviously, it would have irritated Danny a little bit. But I mean, we always talk about how it's frustrating for fans that guys don't stick around for all these years, and now we're criticizing a young man for staying around 5 years and playing great college basketball. I don't know if I can get in line with that, Danny. And I usually agree with a lot of things you say, but I mean, I'm all for guys sticking around and play as much college basketball as possible. Heck, the guy that you got on your pedestal right now is a 3-year player, Javonte Davis, an in-state kid. He's a guy that, again, brought this up yesterday. He was originally committed to Oklahoma State, y'all. How different would the Eric Musselman era look if Devo had gone to Stillwater instead of Fayetteville? I mean, he in 7 of 10 NCAA tournament games, he scored double-digit points. How many games has he been a crucial element to a win? I mean, there's been so many times that I can point to in this 3-year run where it's like, probably don't win that game if Devo's not on the floor, if he's not doing what he's doing. So something to think about when it comes to this conversation.
Yeah, the more, basketball Arkansas plays in March, the more, people start to love Devo and they remember how he plays in March. I think, during the regular season, people can they kind of get more irritated with him. But I think you're right. It's just something about March, the way Musk coaches in March. It's just the players buy in March. And Kamani even said it in one of the post games. It's just Musselman's philosophy in March. And I think the players really buy in March because, the regular season's a grind. And it really only matters that you do make it to the NCAA tournament and that you play well when you get there.
Yeah, let's go to what Kamani said yesterday.
I feel like March brings out the dog in people, and it's bringing out the dog in me. It's boosted all attributes of my game. I feel like it's made me to be even more of a competitor than I already was, and I feel like for those reasons, it's brought my confidence has skyrocketed to be able to help my team win in any situation.
Well, let's go back to something he just said. True freshman. It's been up and down this season. Into that clip's important.
My confidence has skyrocketed to be able to, help my team win in any situation.
That 3 he hit to put Arkansas up 1 for their first lead of the ball game, that looked like a confident young man, and he drilled it. That was probably the purest shot that anyone took all game. Now, Jordan was wide open. He had the luxury of that. But of anyone that took a shot that game, that was probably the most confident shot of the 40 minutes of basketball.
Yeah, I was out watching that game with my uncle and some family, and I was at a restaurant, and man, it erupted when that happened. I mean, it felt like that was the moment where, all right, Arkansas's got a real shot at this. Like they came back, took the lead. Now it's time to play some ball, and they did.
Outside of the conclusion of the basketball game, that was the loudest that Wells Fargo Arena got at any point. When Jordan nailed that 3 and just drilled it, that was the loudest that Wells Fargo Arena got this past Saturday night. We guys still got a lot to discuss. Just got a text. Daryl Hawkins is going to join us coming up next segment. Really excited to welcome in the former Razorback. Also really excited to tell you about our friends at Wheels RV in Springdale. They can help you explore the great natural state with a brand new design from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. They have the best brands at the best prices. You get a lifetime warranty on every single new RV, plus a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. Come on in and discover why Wheels RV is the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. 5 miles west off I-49, exit 72. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV. Former Razorback Daryl Hawkins joins us on the other side of the Morning Rush.
ESPN Arkansas is live in Vegas at the NCAA tournament. Our coverage is presented by Mossback Fish Habitat. They can enhance your fishery at your favorite dock, lake, and pond at mossbackfishhabitat.com. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. The Stadium Shop on Razorback. Sweet 16 gear available now. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. And Red River Auto Group. Check out their inventory at redriverdodge.com and redriverfordcabot.com.
Vegas, baby!
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
The first thing people notice when they drive up to your home or walk in any room of your house is the color. And if you're looking for the perfect color and the perfect paint, you'll find it at the Paint Store in Van Buren. Hi, Tommy Kraft here. The Paint Store in Van Buren gives you hometown service from people who know what they're talking about. You don't have to chase them down to get help at the Paint Store. They're always there to help you get that perfect color and that perfect match for your project. If you're looking for the perfect paint color, it's at the Paint Store, 1414 Fayetteville Road in Van Buren.
With over 8,000 square feet of all the latest trends in lighting and plumbing fixtures, Great House Fixtures has all the brands you know and love, such as Visual Comfort Lighting and Delta Faucets. Their experienced staff can help you design and select the perfect fixtures for your uniquely you home, including sinks, tubs, faucets, custom showers, indoor and outdoor lighting, chandeliers, mirrors, hardware, and more. Make your house a great house. Learn more at greathousefixtures.com, located on 0th Street in Fort Smith. Great House Fixtures by J&B Supply.
The Lynx at Chaffee Crossing prides itself in providing award-winning barbecue. Whether you're craving ribs, pork, brisket, or chicken, we can satisfy any appetite. Stop in and watch the games and enjoy food and drink specials. And don't forget to ask about creating your own bracket for March Madness. The Lynx at Chaffee Crossing is here and ready to serve you the best barbecue in the River Valley. The Lynx at Chaffee Crossing, next to Deer Trails Golf Course. Come see us.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. Over the years, we've helped thousands of customers drive better. It's simple really. Rath Road Ready used cars, live market value pricing, and award-winning Meineke Car Care Center service after the sale. It's what's made us Arkansas's favorite used car dealer. This month, you can start driving better too with up to $3,400 extra for your trade and savings up to $4,100 below retail. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center, now offering our exclusive Meineke Mile service contracts and prepaid maintenance plans that can add life and value to your car while saving you up to 20%. By the way, visit us on Facebook or at rathauto.com to register for our monthly contest. You can win a set of tires plus a Meineke Mile prepaid maintenance plan, $1,000 value. It's free and it's fun, but absolutely ends March 31st. Start driving better today with Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, or online at rathauto.com.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Springtime is around the corner, and tax rebates are here, and River Valley Truck Outfitters is ready to help you get your vehicle looking good. Window tints, bed covers, and more. Steps from Power Step to black and chrome lifts and level kits. River Valley Truck Outfitters will get your vehicle looking good on Highway 71 at the top of Rye Hill, where you can get your special wheels, tires, and more. Your number one stop truck accessory store, 648-8855. That's 648-8855.
What matters most to your family can now cost less. AOG can help you reduce your energy usage without giving up comfort and reliability. Seal and caulk windows. Change the filter on your furnace. Set your thermostat at 68. At AOGC.com, you'll find lots of energy-saving tips that can be done for little or no cost. While you're there, take advantage of AOG's other money-saving energy efficiency programs. Visit AOGC.com today and get more comfort for less cost.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Chuck is a living legend in this state. And anytime I get to talk to Chuck, it's a privilege and an honor to speak to you. And as long as you, Ty, even though you're a little wet behind the ears.
Council, right side, guarded by Adams, going to pull up, right elbow, jumper, in and out, no good. Johnson with a rebound, up and in. Kamani with a follow, Hawks by 2, 50 seconds to go.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Really excited that Daryl Hawkins is going to join us coming up in just a sec. He was in the locker room following the win over the Kansas Jayhawks. Get his vantage point and perspective as a former Razorback that had some tournament success. This morning, we are brought to you by World of Wireless, your local dish dealer. Call Ben and his team at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474. Lock in your price with 2 years of dish. You can talk about the free local installation from a local company. That's a big deal. Whole home DVR service. Plus, you can bundle high-speed internet with Dish when you call Ben Thomas and his team at Wow Now. That's 877-305-DISH, 877-305-3474 for Wow World of Wireless.
You gotta let them stop you. Talk to them. You got the talent. You got the heart. You got a hell of a coach. Talk to them. All right? You representing a hell of a country. I mean, a hell of a state and a hell of a reputation. You're a hog, baby. Yes. Pig suey. Take care of that.
Daryl about to run through a wall, man. I'm listening to that after the game, and I bet you got those fellas inspired after that. Welcome in.
Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
Man, we're good. We're good. I got JT in Hot Springs asking me if you can still throw down a tomahawk dunk. Can you still do that, man? Or a little past you?
In my dreams. In my dreams. In my dreams. There's one person. There's one thing that has never been beaten, and that's Father Time.
That's what Tommy always says. Well, we appreciate you waking. Speaking of time, man, we appreciate you waking up early with us at 6:30 this morning. I know that you're in. Now, let me get this right. You're at Elkins, right?
I'm at Elkins. I work there. I teach. I've been teaching and coaching for, gosh, I don't know how long, but I work with I just teach there, but basically I work with John Lucas and one of the top Nike AAU programs in the country, and I have the ability, and I'm blessed to work with some of the best young men as far as athletic ability in basketball, and have great families and do outstanding academically.
I know Central Arkansas has been a hub for Real Deal on the Rock and a lot of quality basketball players. You think about Pine Bluff and the King Con Classic, but I mean, Northwest Arkansas has really grown its basketball. How have you seen that transform the last few years, Dale? Not just with AAU ball and EYBL, but also in the high school ranks as well.
Well, I mean, I pretty much pay attention to the high school ranks nationally because of what I do, and there are a lot of great players that come out of Arkansas that are playing across the country at the college level. There was a time where, you get one or two players out of Arkansas, you get, 6 or 7 maybe out of Texas. But that trend has definitely changed. Everything's come from New York, Chicago, all the East Coast areas as far as the hotbed of high school basketball. That has definitely changed. The central part of the United States, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Georgia, Alabama, that is pretty much becoming the hotbed of basketball if you just look at who's playing in the tournament right now.
Speaking of hot, it's Arkansas basketball team is hot. We're talking with Daryl Hawkins. He was in the locker room following the win. What kind of raw emotions did you see from that locker room after the win over Kansas, Daryl?
You saw a bunch of passionate young men who, you can definitely tell that they feel like, you can see that they feel like this is the team they probably should have had back in December. These guys were picked early in the year to do some amazing things, but some injuries happened because, I don't need to go through that. You all know what that is. Mm-hmm. But I think getting a couple of people back at the right time, and I think they gave must opportunities for these guys to kind of mesh together. The reason the win was so big Saturday was because they faced adversity for the first time as that unit together. A lot of pressure on, a lot of things like that, and you saw the heart that they have. And that's something that you're not going to be able to tell if the team has heart or toughness until they're faced with that adversity at that point, at that time. And you saw all that emotion come out in the locker room because they had accomplished something that, just was huge. It was against the number one team in that bracket, which was Kansas. It was a great basketball team, an outstanding basketball team.
Daryl, I know you're a Texas guy, and there's two young men that have been huge for this team, and Anthony Black and Jordan Walsh, both from Texas. I know Jordan played at Lee Prep, and then Anthony from Duncanville and also Coppell. What have you thought about those two individuals, and how important do you think kind of the state of Texas is for Arkansas basketball when you look at you and some other great players that have played for the Razorbacks?
Well, I mean, when you talk about the state of Texas as far as basketball, it gets overshadowed by football, which of course football is football. That's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. But the coaches that have realized the talent in Texas have put teams in a position to be conference champions and do well in the NCAA. But it's no doubt that Texas, the Dallas area, the Houston area, like I said, as far as the AAU goes, Jermaine O'Neal has an outstanding program. John Lucas has an outstanding program that I am currently with. There's just so much talent in Texas, and for Arkansas, Texas, Anybody trying to compete in the SEC, the Big Ten, or whatever you want to call it, the Big 12, which I believe the SEC and the Big 12 are the best conferences in college basketball today. You better get some players out of Texas or you're not going to be able to compete.
Daryl, you have the unique vantage point as a senior to play with Scotty and Corliss when they were both freshmen. Now, there's a really good chance that AB's gone as a projected lottery pick. Jordan is still a projected draft pick, maybe second round at this point. But what kind of maturation process did you see from Scotty and Corliss from kind of when practice first started towards the end of the season, maybe the connections with AB, Nick, and Jordan as well?
Well, the similarity is the injury. You know, people don't realize that Corliss was hurt. When Corliss came, he was playing. We had a good chemistry and everything going, but Corliss got hurt, I believe, after the second game that year.
Broken foot, right?
I believe we upset Memphis at home, and that was something huge because we felt that. And don't get me wrong, we had some great. We were an outstanding basketball with Todd Day, Lee Mayberry, Oliver Miller, Warren Lynn, Robert Shepard. These guys allowed us to do some great things. But when Corliss and Scotty and everybody came in and Beck, we had the talent. But a lot of people didn't give, I believe, the respect to, Robert Shepard, Warren Lynn, and, Ken Bolly, myself, who were coming back. So we felt slighted. And, when those guys came back, as far as showing us what they could do, it made it great. And so we had a chance to get back together when Corliss's foot came together, and we started meshing around the same time that these guys are meshing. And we were able to make it to the Sweet 16, just as this team. And I do believe that they have the same kind of characteristics, the same type of chip on the shoulder that we had during that year.
We're talking with Daryl Hawkins this morning in the locker room after the win over Kansas, former Razorback. Now, you just made a parallel that got people juices flowing. You said the characteristics of that team. You see some similarities. They've got a tough matchup against the UConn Huskies this Thursday. What leads you to believe that there's no stopping this team from getting to Houston? What is something you could point to say, hey, this team has Final Four capabilities and are ultimately going to end up back in Texas?
Well, I always come from a player standpoint and a coaching standpoint because I think people really don't realize there are 360-plus Division I basketball teams in the country. They picked 68 to go to the NCAA tournament. 68. To make it to the 16 in the country, they've already won. And I think people need to realize teams that are in the Sweet 16 right now, they're all good. So it's going to be about a matchup. It's going to be about ebbs and flows. It's going to be about who's making a run, who's actually doing it at the right time. We can break down who's the better free throw percentage team. We can break down who's the best three-point percentage team. We can break all that down. But it's going to be who is going to be able to enforce their will and their type of game that they want to play that night. UConn is an outstanding basketball team. They're ranked number one in the country for a while. Then they went in a little dundrum and won the hole. People weren't even talking. I think they were almost out of the top 25. Mm-hmm. And now they're clicking and they're back on they're back going again. So not just UConn. Look at Texas. I know everybody. Look at Texas. What Rodney Terry has done at Texas is amazing. What Jerome Tang has done at Kansas State is amazing. Yep. Creighton. Look at Creighton. They got it going right now. So it's about what team is going to be able to get their game going at that time, and that's really where you're at right now. And this team right now has a really good inside game. They drive. They know how to get to the basket. I really believe that's the strength of this team and playing some great defense. And you just can't leave out Muss. Muss is he's been to the Sweet 16 3 years in a row. Guys, I'm telling you, that's amazing. That's 2 Elite Eights. That is amazing.
You played for a Hall of Famer, a great coach, and still to this day, it's one of the funniest Hall of Fame speeches I've ever watched. The Bird clip was hysterical. I don't think I've laughed as hard at anything than listening to that. You mentioned a comparison between you guys in '92 to this team now. What kind of similarities, Daryl, do you see between your former head coach Nolan Richardson and the guy that's at the helm right now?
Now wow, my goodness. Of course, there's passion, and it's different kinds of passion is what it is. And I've had the opportunity. Of course, I hadn't played for Muss. I'm not around him all the time.
You look like you still could, man. You look like you still could.
I've only thank you. I've only been able to interact with him several occasions and had time to spend time with him. But I can definitely tell that he definitely breathes a lot of passion. The one thing I think that gets the one thing that gets misunderstood about Coach Richardson was a hell of an XNO coach.
Mm-hmm.
They give Musselman, and I've been to Musselman's practices. He's detailed. He's on it. Boom, 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 boom. But you've got social media everywhere. You got everybody seeing it, so you can see that. When we played, everybody just saw the end. They saw the defense. They saw which coach was one of the best defensive coaches ever. I'll put him up against anybody. But coach offensively was amazing. We ran stuff that people just kind of bypassed because we were getting 27 points off fast break opportunities, off a turnover. So they didn't look at what we did on the half court set. So, but those are the similarities. Is that I think both of them are geniuses and have passion, but I think they're both kind of maybe still misunderstood as far as some special things that they bring to the table.
I remember, and I can't remember if it was following Mitch Albom's comments that the smarter team wins when Arkansas took on Duke, or if this was just a press conference prior, but I mean, when Nolan talked about that people just think he was a motivator and a good recruiter, that ticked him off. And I've seen a same type of energy with Eric Musselman. What I point to, and Daryl, tell me if I'm wrong about this, is Muss and Nolan seem to put the hogs against the world mentality. Eric, and you mentioned the social media aspect. He pulls all these clips, all these tweets, all these predictions. Hey, no one thinks you're going to win. Did you feel like Nolan would, and I know social media wasn't prevalent then, but did he do something kind of like that back in the day where it's like it's us against the world, hogs against everybody?
We always had that mentality because we just felt like people just thought we were just great athletes and not great basketball players, that we didn't understand the game. And, it was a big chip on our shoulder. I mean, when we knew we were good, but wanting to be great, wanting to be champions, Coach Richardson, like I said, he's the only person that won a national junior college championship, an NIT championship, and an NCAA championship. He's the only person that's ever done it. So there's no way you could just be a person that has this great athlete. You have to know X's and O's. Mm-hmm. And so, yes, I do believe that all great coaches find something to motivate players. Because when you're at this level, like I said, there's only 16 teams left. We have to find something that's going to motivate us to kind of push us to that next level. Because at the end, it's only going to be one team that's a national champion. Only one.
Daryl, I want to ask you one last question before you go. I know you got work waiting. Again, I really appreciate you waking up early with us this morning. You were a part of some great tournament wins under Coach Richardson, and there have been some great wins in the history of Arkansas basketball. This is going to be our question coming up in hour two. Daryl, in your mind as a former player, where did the win on Saturday against the number one seed Jayhawks, a blue blood program, rank in the history of Arkansas basketball?
Now you can ask your fans that question because as a player, it was a great win for Arkansas. It was a great win for Musselman and those guys. But there are so many great wins because I was a player and I was a part of it. And it would be a discredit for me to even try and pick a great win from all the great teams that I was a part of. I never missed the NCAA tournament for 4 years in my career. And so that's not a tribute to me. That's an attribute to the coaching staff, the coach who I played for, my teammates. It's gratitude for them, nothing with me. So it's very difficult for me to pick one win out of I never missed the NCAA game. There were games where we were not picked to win and, against number one teams in the country, and we won. I can't do that. I'll allow that for the poll and for the fans to have something to talk about and keep making your show great this morning.
Well, Daryl, I appreciate it. I'd have to say during your career, that win over Texas in 90 in the Elite Eight game to send you guys to the Final Four, that might be the best, at least in your era, that you were a player of. But you've got many to choose from. Like you said, never missed an NCAA tournament. Daryl, again, appreciate you waking up early with this morning. Glad you're still here in Arkansas, and glad you got to spend some time with us here on the Morning Rush.
Hey, no problem. I'm in Texas, so don't forget that. But, hey, go Hogs, Big Suey.
Hey, I appreciate it. I guess I got Arkansas and Texas and Elkins mixed up. But again, really appreciate Daryl Hawkins making some time for us this morning. Great conversation. You can tell he still got that intensity as he did as a player. And JT, listen, he probably hadn't tried to dunk in a while, but based on some of the highlights that I've seen and some of the great plays that he made along with his great teammates, that guy still got some athleticism. Again, really good conversation. We'll make sure to put that in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. And again, appreciate Daryl making some time for us. Now, he was talking about never missed the tournament. That's an awesome stat to be associated with as an Arkansas Razorback basketball player. Here's something that's not awesome to be associated with right now. It's probably your bracket, right? It's probably not any good. Mine's not. Mine's pretty bad. Christian's still in the lead right now for ours. We'll talk more about that coming up. But if your bracket's busted, it's okay. Because if you go to hitthatline.com right now and sign up for our 2023 March Fever Sweet 16 bracket, the March Fever Sweet 16 bracket, that means you can kind of start over. You get a redo. We also got a Final Four bracket coming up next weekend as well, and you can get this thing going. It's brought to you by Wheels RV in Springdale, Shelter Insurance Agent Chris Dooley in Fort Smith, 810 Billiards and Bowling in Fort Smith, and Buffalo Wild Wings. Just kind of do it over. Get it done again. It's easy, it's simple, and it's the way to go. It's also presented by Crane Used Car Super Center in Fort Smith, the Grease Pig Lube and Tune in Fayetteville, and then High Tech Truck and Refrigeration in Van Buren. Hitthatline.com/bracket. Just go to the bracket you already filled out, and you can redo it and get that going. I think you can also do it if you have not done one as well. Hitthatline.com/bracket. Christian, a lot to react to there. What did you take away from Daryl's conversation with us this morning?
Yeah, the question you asked about the similarities between Musselman and Richardson, I think that was the one I wanted to know the answer to the most, just because, we do see similarities. We see getting to the postseason. I don't think Nolan won right away when he got there. I could be wrong about that, but
I think they missed the first. I got to go back and let me go back and double check. I think they missed the first 2 or 3, and then they got rolling a little bit.
Yeah, so I think we're kind of seeing that trend now with Musselman. He knows how to get there. He knows how to coach once he gets there. You keep making NCAA tournaments and making the runs that you need to make. Eventually, it's going to pay off for you. It may not be this year, but why not this year? I mean, we've got a talented young team. We just knocked off the number 1 team in the country. Third time's the charm, right?
Third time's the charm. Eric Musselman trying to make his 3rd straight Elite 8. Again, Devontae Davis has been a part of every single tournament win that he's had since being at Arkansas. He is a pivotal piece and one of the reasons that Arkansas can continue to have success. And Devo was actually the one when the team was asked, hey, do you guys want to just stay in the hotel room, stay in the not the lobby, what's the 48 or whatever it's called? And Devo's like, no, we ain't doing that. Here's Muss on Rome yesterday.
We won't have to drive to the arena, drive back, walk through security, and we could just do it all in one setting, and we'll probably save ourselves 30 minutes off our legs. Devo Davis stood up and said, no, Coach, we're going to shoot. We're getting on the floor. And then Ricky Council spoke up and a couple other guys. And so we really had no choice. The players wanted to go get out on the floor and actually have a game day practice, which was surprising with a late afternoon start. But when we got on the bus, I looked at one of the assistant coaches and said, we're not losing this game.
We're not losing this game. Yeah. We're not losing this game. I said that on Friday. You heard it from Coach. The matchup was too good. And I know Kansas had a lot of close ball games and a lot of big-time wins this year. Mm-hmm. But when you just stacked up who Arkansas had against them, they matched up really, really well. Now, UConn is a really tough opponent. There's a reason on the Bet Saracen app you are a 3.5-point underdog. This is not going to be an easy test as it was this past weekend in Des Moines, Iowa. But here's the deal. Probably Bob Holt has this stat, or Hutch does. Muss's record with 3 or 4 more days to game plan for an opponent is unbelievable. Like, he just doesn't lose. And I'm not going to put my house on them winning on Thursday, but I think they're gonna win. I really do. And that's attributed to this team, how they're playing right now. And you've almost got this ace in the hole. And I know people have given up on Nick Smith. I know there's people out there listening that you're just like, he's just not going to contribute. Guys, I still trust that at some point, Nick, if given the opportunity, he's going to go off at some point, at some game, in some stretch, and you're going to need him at some point. And I know he didn't score really at all in these last 2 games, but he did play defense on DeJuan Harris at the tail end. That was crucial. It's not like he was sulking on the sidelines, as I talked about yesterday. You're going to need him at some point, and he is your ace in the hole. He's that guy that, while maybe Devo or Ricky or AB or whoever struggling offensively, and he starts going, catches that fire. That's what you need at some point in time. As we're heading to Vegas, I know a lot of you are going to be gambling at some point. He is that ace in the hole that you need to get you to Houston, Texas.
Yeah, and him being on the court, it makes the other team respect you because respect him because they know what he's capable of. Other teams scout very well. So they know what he's capable of. I think most fans know what he's capable of. His teammates definitely know it. It's just, it's going to be beautiful to see him eventually in a big-time game. I think it's coming. He's going to shock people and put together this. It may not be a legendary performance, quite like Devo's, but he's going to do some things to help this team win down the road, I think.
He's going to pop off at some point, and every Arkansas fan that criticized him is going to be giving him love on social media. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I haven't been critical of him at times because I think that there's been points this season where he's gotten frustrated with himself and he's hurt the team offensively when he's forced stuff, but I still believe that kid is going to have something happen in the next few days in Vegas that cements his legacy at the University of Arkansas. It's a short one. It's going to be in his time in Fayetteville, but I just have a feeling that something is going to happen that's going to make you go, whoa, in Vegas. I hope that. Maybe that's me reading too much into it, but that's how I feel about that. Again, we're going to be down there. Cannot wait to get down to Vegas, flying out, getting about 1:10 tomorrow to the Vegas airport. Again, appreciate Daryl Hawkins joining us this morning. That will be in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. I also appreciate our friend Clay Henry, who's going to be joining us coming up in about 10 minutes. Clay texted me, or actually called me yesterday, and he wants to talk ball, and for good reason. This team is heading back to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd straight time under Eric Musselman. He wants to give his take on what he saw Saturday and a lot more. We still got to get into this Nick Saban shot that allegedly shot. It seemed like a shot to me with Nate Oates. We got that coming up. We got more Kamani Johnson and Jordan Walsh audio. Plus, we'll get into some national holidays and a ticket giveaway as well later on. I know a lot of you are excited for the spring and summer. Barbecues, playing outside with the kiddos, doing whatever. But you're annoyed by the bugs, right? Get the buggers out of there with Mosquito Joe. Call him, 479-202-9960. 479-202-9960. So the pests are no longer that way. Listen to this. You call now and you get your first service for $39.99. That's it. $39.99. 479-202-9960 for Mosquito Joe. Hour 2 is next. Clay Henry, senior fellow and contributor at ESPN Arkansas, joins us after the break.
Joe Klein here for Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
You bet it is, Joe, which means Bet Saracen has everything you're looking for and more right there on your cell phone.
Now everyone can get in the game and follow your favorite team.
And that's right on the money. If putting down a little wager makes your favorite game a little more exciting.
Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned. Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland,
America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Remember this top 10 hit from 1983? Boy George, I Think You've Got It. It's Church of the Poison Mind by Culture Club. The culture is continuing to poison the minds of our youth by clubbing them with everything but the truth. But when we heed God's word, He gives us the solution to all the gender confusion. The true poison is believing that evil is good and good is evil. I'm Pastor Eve from Woodland. Think about it.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
One call cleans it all.
When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Cleanout's making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. With Stark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. You have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and Expert Drain Cleaning Service. 646-5151.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
Call Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
You know the Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment in Fort Smith is your go-to shop for everything pressure washers. But did you know that they also handle your industrial pump and supply needs too? It doesn't stop there. Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment's industrial vacuum trucks can handle dry, liquid, and even sludge removal from several hundred feet away. Leave the cleanup to the professionals. Contact Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment at 782-3762. That's 782-3762. Sunbelt Chemical and Equipment, 3116 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, chance of seeing some showers early. Our high temperatures this afternoon into the low 50s with winds up to near 30 to 35 miles per hour. Chance of seeing showers tonight. Overnight low will drop down mid-40s north, low 50s south, and then cloudy and breezy for Wednesday. Our high in the low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
When it comes to your auto repairs, call W&W Automotive at 242-1600.
KERX, Paris, Fort Smith.
Hey, we can't make you a morning person, but we can make your mornings.
ESPN 95.3.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light. Please drink responsibly.
Arkansas throws it into Kamani, back to Black. Vegas, baby! Vegas, baby! Hogs are going to the Sweet 16! Hogs are going to the Sweet 16! Vegas, baby!
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
40-year-old adolescents, felons, power drinkers, and trustees of modern chemistry.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Were you going to have a party here tonight, son? I don't know what that was all about.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
That seducer and spoiler must be stopped. He's extremely dangerous.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Had a really good conversation with former Hog Daryl Hawkins in Hour 1. Set to have another good conversation with Clay Henry and Bruce Stanton in Hour 2. And then Tom Murphy in Hour 3. A lot to discuss. Arkansas basketball heading to Vegas today. Take on UConn Huskies at 6:15 Central Time this Thursday on ESPN Arkansas. Again, we're not streaming because of Westwood One rights. Just want to remind everyone of that. Clay's going to join us shortly here on the Morning Rush. Kind enough to pop in a few days early with Tommy on vacation. By the way, mentioned this several times yesterday. Tommy is on vacation with the kiddos. That's why he's off this week. Chuck will be back with me tomorrow, and then on Fridays we'll be in Vegas. So just want to mention that as well. Again, Tommy with the kiddos and wife on vacation. And one of the reasons that Tommy is happy to go to a beach where he can take off his shirt is because this Vici Aesthetics and Wellness that he's been doing. Now, I'm going to butcher this. The semaglutide, I know it's been called several different things. Tommy's joked about that, but it's a weight loss game changer. And him and Ruskin have combined to lose, I think it's 33 pounds, probably more than that now, in 6 weeks. And there's a lot of people with obesity, over 72 million people. Right now, semaglutide is the top choice for weight loss medications by prescriptions only. And it's shown to cause weight loss in greater than 15% of total body weight, with some having over losses of 20%. I know Tommy's really happy about that. Vici Aesthetics and Wellness in Springdale. Give them a call at 479-343-8424. That's 479-343-8424. Tommy can speak to the effects, how, again, he's talked about it just looks better, his face looks better, everything that looks better for Tommy. Again, he is happy to go shirtless. I don't know if he's going commando in Cozumel, but he's definitely going shirtless because he can do that now. Again, Vici Aesthetics and Wellness in Springdale. And they also have, Tommy's talked about the, I can't remember if it's called Virtual or whatever, but the you do the doctor stuff through your phone, so you don't have to go there if you're in different parts of Arkansas. But again, Vici Aesthetics and Wellness, 479-343-8424 for Vici Aesthetics and Wellness.
Now, let's talk to Clay Henry on the Morning Rush.
What's up, man? How we doing this morning?
Hey, since I got the COVID bug, and I'm ready to do some radio.
I'm ready
to hit. Tommy's gone, and I know that. Listen, I got to tell you this though. You know, one of the issues that I've faced is they call it brain fog, and the best way out of brain fog is to watch Arkansas basketball, because it will wake you up, wake your brain up. And I just wondered if maybe you had COVID maybe 3-4 years ago, and you've had brain fog that just won't go away.
There's potential of that. Some would say I've had brain fog since I was born. And,
okay.
And it's understandable in that case.
Well, I'm joking, obviously, and it's not a joking matter for those that have battled that. And you know, my wife's she's about 5 days in, so she's just about over the hump. So we're pleased with how we've handled this, and good meds from Dr. Hageman helped us out.
The Alex's dad, the GOAT, who I've not met at some point in time. Well, Clay, I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, feeling a lot better.
Okay. I'm glad you're feeling better, and I'm glad you're with us this morning.
Thank you. Me too.
I know that a lot of people are excited for this game back on Thursday. And it, according to Kamani Johnson, feels like deja vu being here again.
I mean, we kind of always just tend to peak in March. It's kind of weird. I feel like I'm having like deja vu or something. So I don't really have no answer to that. But I guess it's just like Muss's philosophy or something. I don't know.
Well, it's working, Clay. I mean, 3 straight years, Sweet 16 appearance. Something's going right. Something's clicking.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there isn't any doubt that they've, they kind of hone in on, what their identity is. And, I think they've got all their defensive philosophies embedded in these players where they react to adjustments instead of having to think about adjustments. And you just see everything's just smoother and I would also say more ferocious. And the intensity that just kind of, rolls from that bench area, you feel it just watching them. And the players know what they're expected to do now, and that's what was, frustrating a lot for the coaches early, is that they had gone over and over and over all this stuff, but it takes getting game time and going on the road and being through situations and late game situations and get punched in the mouth in the second half like that. It's happened to them some games.
Good point.
They seem like they understand what's going to happen and how they're to respond to adversity.
And they have responded, and they're going to have to respond this Thursday when UConn throws a haymaker or two, and they got to battle back. Sadeko or however you say his name, it's one of the best big men in all of college basketball. Arkansas's got their hands full this Thursday. Let's talk to Brent, who's in Duck Country, Duck capital of the world, Stuttgart, Arkansas. Good morning, Brent.
Good morning, Ty. Clay, I'm glad to hear you made it through COVID.
I'm on the mend. Thank you.
Man, I want to tell you, Saturday was I'm going to tell you, Clay, Saturday was a great day to be a Razorback. It only took me a pack of heaters to get through it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. My phone was blowing up, and I kept stopping the game, and everybody was I said, do not call they know not to call me during the Razorback road game, okay? Football, baseball, basketball. Do not call me. But that was just outstanding, and I am ready for Thursday night at 6:15 to get here, because it's going to be one heck of a game Thursday night. And I totally expect the Razorbacks to get it done. Hey, Ty.
What's up, buddy?
I want to tell you, you've reached the mecca of on-the-scene reporter when you had to stop your car on the way home from Iowa somewhere to talk to Alyssa on the Pig Trail Nation.
Yeah, it was fun. Me and Courtney did that, and I was in Podunk, Iowa. There was a cornfield around her too, and enjoyed doing it. They were gracious enough to have me on.
When you went to Iowa, did you drive past that big truck stop? That's got everything in the world in it in Iowa. You know what I'm talking about?
Brent, I can't say I do. I'm going to be quite honest, and we appreciate you calling us this morning. I watched a lot of highlights on the way there. I watched a lot. This is just full disclosure again. Truth's getting me in trouble, but watched a lot of former Arkansas games on the way, and I watched a lot of Kevin McCullough highlights from Texas Tech and some Jalen Wilson stuff. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. Don't do that. This is one of these do as I say, don't do as I do. Don't watch highlights while you're on the road. It's not a great idea. Hey, one thing that you should be watching out for is the Bet Saracen lines, and not just the Arkansas line, but all the lines for the NCAA tournament. Arkansas right now is a 3.5-point dog on the Bet Saracen app. So if you think they're going to win, bet the money line. Bet the points, because Arkansas's got a great chance to beat UConn this Thursday, and you've got a great chance to win some money. Download the Bet Saracen app. All the up-to-date sports wagering you need, and BetSaracen.com if you want to check out that really cool how-to video featuring Jancy Sheets. More stuff from Clay coming up. Where does this win rank in Arkansas NCAA tournament history?
ESPN Arkansas is live in Vegas at the NCAA tournament. Our coverage is presented by Mossback Fish Habitat. They can enhance your fishery at your favorite dock, lake, and pond at mossbackfishhabitat.com. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. The Stadium Shop on Razorback. Sweet 16 gear available now. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. And Red River Auto Group. Check out their inventory at redriverdodge.com and redriverfordcabot.com.
Vegas, baby!
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Sue from the paint store, and you know those big box retailers can't compete with the experience and expert-friendly advice we give you here at the paint store in Van Buren. I've tested myself, then chosen just the right blend of Richards paints to give you the best performance. Richards Paints is a company with the same philosophy as us: top-notch coverage, extreme washability. The bonus for you is the friendly expert advice you get free with every gallon. Call 474-4505 or stop by and see us at 1414 Fayetteville Road. We'll see you soon.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. Over the years, we've helped thousands of customers drive better. It's simple, really. Rath Road Ready used cars, live market value pricing, and award-winning Meineke Car Care Center service after the sale. It's what's made us Arkansas's favorite used car dealer. This month, you can start driving better too, with up to $3,400 extra for your trade and savings up to $4,100 below retail. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center, now offering our exclusive Meineke Mile service contracts and prepaid maintenance plans that can add life and value to your car while saving you up to 20%. By the way, visit us on Facebook or at rathauto.com to register for our monthly contest. You can win a set of tires plus a Meineke Mile prepaid maintenance plan, $1,000 value. It's free and it's fun, but absolutely ends March 31st. Start driving better today with Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, or online at rathauto.com.
Advanced Mechanical Performance, your premier UTV, off-road, truck, and Jeep repair facility. Whether it's a lift kit, an oil change, or a complete makeover of your machine, go see Cody and the gang at AMP and get it right the first time. These guys know what they're doing and are doing what they know. Advanced Mechanical Performance, 3201 Wheeler Avenue in Fort Smith. Call them today at 434-4161.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service. You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin Tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
We'll have our housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood carpool.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yep.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Champion Cycling, located at 5500 Mazard Road, is the only locally owned bike shop in Fort Smith and wants to help you find the joy in cycling that has been part of their family for years. Their goal is to find the right bike for you, whether it's a road bike, mountain bike, or just a bike for leisure. Champion Cycling has a great selection of bikes, including brands from Specialized, Pivot, and Look. Whether it's fixing a flat tire or a basic tune-up, their dependable service department is ready to help. Stop by Champion Cycling and they will help you find your joy in cycling.
Precision Overhead Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all of your overhead door needs. Fully licensed and insured, with locations in Rogers and Fort Smith, serving all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Give them a call today at 844-PDS-DOOR or online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Back-to-back winners of the Best of Award, Gold Best Garage Company in Northwest Arkansas, and also winners of the River Valley Precision Overhead Door.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3. It's time for the Red River Dodge Morning Rush Daily Question. Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. Log on at redriverdodge.com.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask for a recess. I'd like an answer to the question, Judge.
The court will wait for an answer.
Really happy we have Clay in this morning, who is a catalog when it comes to Arkansas history, football, basketball, baseball. He can do it all. Here's our Morning Rush Daily Question presented by Red River Dodge. Where does this win rank in Arkansas postseason history? 877-377-6963. I'm going to try and jog your memory a little bit because there's been a lot of good ones. We talked with Daryl Hawkins about that a little bit in hour number 1. It's the best win in the Eric Musselman era. As much fun as beating Gonzaga was this past season, a game that I was in attendance for, which was incredible, Kansas is still a bigger blue blood than Gonzaga. You were an 8 seed this year. You were a 4 seed last year. So while a lot of people didn't expect you to win that game, still to me, even though the Vegas line says otherwise, it's not as big of an upset. Now, a lot of people will point to old U.S. Reed's win.
But we've got a 1-point ball game going on in Austin, Texas, so let us go back to Marv Albert and Bucky Waters.
Thank you, Brian. Time running down. Arkansas having trouble getting down. U.S. Reed with the swing. It's in! It's in! U.S. Reed! Let's see. Do they say it counts? It's all over. Arkansas has defeated Louisville. U.S. Reed hitting from half court, and it's a 1-point incredible victory for the Razorbacks.
Beating Texas in 90 was awesome. Elite Eight in Dallas, of all places. I was not in attendance for that. That has to be high up on the list. But for me, outside of the national championship, which is the easy pick, right? I think it's beating Arizona in 94. I think it's getting past that Final Four game because you think about it. You got to the Final Four in 78. You got to the Final Four in 90, and you came up short. I think outside of the national championship, Clay, beating Lute Olson and the Wildcats was probably the biggest win in Razorback history to me in postseason outside of the actual national championship game.
Yeah, I can see where you'd say that. That wasn't going to be in my top 5, but that's okay. I thought beating the Fab Five the previous week to get to the Final Four, that game with the hype that Michigan had, I think most people around the country thought that Michigan would win that game. And just the whole atmosphere in Dallas surrounding that game and the way Arkansas played, and that to me was the other game in that run to the national championship. And I can see you can talk about the way they came back against Arizona and kind of exhausted them in the second half. Their two guards trying to play pretty much 39, 40 minutes, and they couldn't do it against Arkansas's pressure. So that's good. I was at the U.S. Reed shot, and I'll never forget. They tried to mob him, and he snuck out of the kind of mass of people. It wasn't a dog pile, but it was close to that, and he walked over to the press row and just started shaking hands. And I think he came to my dad, and I was sitting the next seat, and he just was walking down the press row shaking hands like a proud papa, just had a baby and was taking congratulations, which was pretty cool to see that he just kind of took it as it came.
That's awesome.
Kind of slipped out of the celebration. I don't think anybody even knew it except he knew. I think he didn't want to get dogpiled on.
People forget that Michigan team, like you're talking about, the Fab Five. I know Chris Webber exited after that, and so the previous year. So,
correct.
You got
it was the Fab Four.
Yeah, Juwan Howard, Jalen Rose, Jimmy Keene. Who was the other freshman that I can't think of his name?
Oh, I don't know, but they were. Everyone thought that they would win in Arkansas. Just hit them right out of the gate, and just kind of kept them at bay the whole game, and. And I believe they beat Texas the game before. So, it was a lot of fun for, that to be in, Reunion Arena just was always so sweet for the Razorbacks and their fans. You can talk about, Final Four games, any victory in the Final Four, even that third place victory in '78 when Ron Brewer beat Notre Dame. That's a big win. I mean, some people will say it didn't. The third place game doesn't mean a lot. Well, it seemed it meant a lot that day to the fans and the way the arena, the atmosphere of the game, and the way the two teams played. They acted like it meant a lot, and to hit that shot at the buzzer like Brewer did and just kind of trot off the floor, that was pretty cool.
I think that story about U.S. Reed is one of the many reasons we have you on. I mean, to have that historical perspective, to have that moment that occurred. I know a lot of people love hearing that, and not just that, but some of the other games you just listed. Pretty great. That is your Red River Dodge Morning Rush Daily Question. Red River Dodge in Heber Springs, Arkansas's #1 Ram dealer. Log on at redriverdodge.com. Now, typically at this time, we do our Pradco Pyramid of Power as we welcome in Bruce Dan to Pradco Fishing with myself and Clay Henry. Got Sweet 16 teams left. You've got Bama. You've got Arkansas. You've got your Vols. How about that win against the Duke Blue Devils, Bruce, that they just pummeled Filipowski and company in the second half?
Well, you got that image of Filipowski with his cheek cut open from an elbow he took. Wasn't a dirty play, but, it kind of sent the message that Barnes has always sent since he's been coaching that, we're going to be a very physical team. We're going to get in your jersey and defend you and push you around. And, I think Shire being a young coach and the Duke being a young team kind of played into Barnes' hands. They went to that zone in the second half, and he just picked it apart. So that was a good day, I think, for all SEC fans to see Duke go down in flames.
Clay, Bruce, what have you guys thought about the SEC thus far in the tournament? Expectations met? They've been a little below. What have you thought of the conference overall as we get into the second weekend?
I'll try first. I think that the three teams that are still alive, it's not a surprise other than, Arkansas had the toughest road. As an 8 seed, you're going to get the #1 seed in the second round. But I expected Arkansas to do well in this tournament. That seems to be their history under Musselman, that they will peak at this time of year. I thought Texas A&M would do a little better, but the other SEC teams, I thought, I had some hope for Missouri the way they finished the year. But it went about the way I expected, and I thought that the way Tennessee plays would really give Duke problems. I don't think there's anybody in the ACC this year that plays with that kind of physicality. And, one thing we always forget to mention about Tennessee and their physical nature is the way they set screens. There's no one in the SEC, maybe no one in college basketball that sets better screens. Their back screens and off-the-ball screens are vicious. They'll get around 3 offensive fouls a game because of their screening game, but they know that's they're going to go ahead and dish out those licks, and I think they take a toll in a game. And then when teams watch it on film and they know it's coming, I think it's even more frustrating because you're just getting hit by a screen every 3 steps that you take.
Yeah, I think Texas A&M obviously is the biggest disappointment, Ty. I said it last week. I'll embarrass myself again. I bought it, and I had them in the Final Four. I should have known better to bank on the Aggies, but I thought they were real disappointing, especially the way they played in the SEC tournament the last 2 years. But I think what we're seeing, especially from Arkansas and Tennessee, is it really doesn't matter how you perform in the SEC tournament. That doesn't translate into NCAA tournament success or not playing well in the NCAA tournament. So I think the SEC, 3 teams doing well overall. I think they're outperforming the Big 12, which we thought was the best conference going in. And, it might be the SEC and the Big East with 3 teams each.
Speaking of the SEC, War Machine put this out yesterday, and I thought this was a pretty wild stat. So if you had to guess, of all the NCAA tournament wins coming from this conference, Kentucky's at the top. It's pretty easy. They've been in the league the longest. They have the best basketball tradition. But even since Arkansas joined the league way later than a lot of other opponents and a lot of other teams, guys, Arkansas right now is second on the list in most NCAA tournament wins in the Southeastern Conference with 50. 50. They've jumped Florida, who's at 48, well ahead of LSU. But when you think about the conversation when Arkansas is in the pecking order of this league, I mean, with Muss and what he's doing, I don't think it's close anymore. This is the second best coaching spot in the conference, and I think it's really hard to dispute that.
I think that's all of their victories. I don't think it's just SEC, since they've been in the SEC, because I don't think they've won 50 in the last 30 years.
Is it a combination? Okay.
Yeah, it's a combination. That's their whole – yeah, but that's still – it's, it's everybody else's 80-year period too. So it's I think when you look at Arkansas's history, you can go back to the years of playing in Smitty's barn, and then in Barnhill Fieldhouse. There's been a lot of good Arkansas basketball teams in the Southwest Conference, and they've been in the NCAA tournament. I would guess that the combination of the Sutton and Richardson eras, that pretty much puts them ahead of a lot of schools, not just the SEC, but they're up there. And Nolan's teams obviously, went to 3 Final Fours, and that's pretty good because, you got to have 4 victories to get there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You think about the number of wins that they've had, and I think when you think about Arkansas basketball, of course, it's Eddie Sutton, Nolan Richardson, and some other coaches, and Eric Musselman. I do think though that I want to ask you, because Mike Anderson, of course, in that time, what do you guys think? Have you guys seen that story on Mike in St. John's and kind of what he's going through now?
They did the same thing with another coach a few years ago, and at St. John's, and they cited academic and just basic, little flaw things, and they paid $11 million to that coach, so the arbitrator ruled. So they're just taking a chance that they might get a reduced, they're rolling the dice. And I don't think that you can really pinpoint anything that Mike did wrong. He had a coach that he fired, and they're saying communication with staff. They're going to cite that, but his ability to get players to go to class and to be eligible has always been a strength. I would find it hard to believe that there's anything in his academic, coaching philosophy with players that's going to cause him to lose that $10 million settlement.
Yeah. Speaking of jobs, Bruce, I know we were talking about this a week or so ago. What do you think about Ed Cooley going to Georgetown, replacing Patrick Ewing, and then you got Pitino talking about St. John's replacing Mike Anderson? What did you think about those two moves?
Those seem
Yeah,
go Bruce.
Yeah, I was going to say those are for Cooley. I think that's a great move. I mean, I think Georgetown could still be a good job. The Big East obviously still plays basketball at a high level. I like that hire a lot. Pitino it's just funny they're trying to get rid of Mike Anderson and siding with cause, and then they're going out and getting someone with the background of Pitino,
a lot of baggage.
Whose staff had a lot of baggage. He personally had a lot of personal baggage. And, it doesn't feel right. I feel bad for Mike. Mike did such a good job at UAB in Missouri. Didn't work out at Arkansas, and I hate the way he's going out. I don't know if this is the end of the road for him, but just don't like the way all that St. John's went down for his legacy.
Go ahead, Clay. I know you wanted to touch on that too.
Yeah, I was just, was just going to add the same things Bruce was, that Rick Pitino is the baggage that, you hire a guy that's clean, and then you say he wasn't, he did some things wrong, and then you're going to bring in somebody that, for every strike you found on Mike, there's 30 for Rick Pitino.
I'd say that's true on that note. I guess it's I guess winning again, what we've seen the last couple months is that people are placing a priority on winning. And I know Alabama has been a big part of that discussion. Have you guys heard Nick Saban's comments yet? I thought those were pretty interesting yesterday. Here's Coach Saban on one of the suspensions of his players.
Tony Mitchell has been suspended from the team on all team activities until we gather more information about the situation and what his legal circumstance is. And guys, everybody's got an opportunity to make choices and decisions. There's no such thing in being at the wrong place at the wrong time. You got to be responsible for who you're with, who you're around, and what you do, who you associate yourself with, and the situations that you put yourself in. So it is what it is, but there is cause and effect when you make choices and decisions that put you in bad situations.
I don't know if you guys heard this part. Let's listen again.
There's no such thing in being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Guys, is that a direct shot at one of his coworkers?
No, what it is a correction of a mistake made by someone else. It's not a direct shot.
Okay.
It is, we're not going to do that again. And they know how that backfired and how that message was completely the wrong direction. And so he wasn't going to make that mistake again. And that's a case of living and learning. You do not say when there's a murder, somebody was at the wrong place at the wrong time. You just don't say that. And so he was being clear that it is that's not an excuse, being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
No, and nobody in this part of the country, most parts of the country, likes Saban, but that's the way you're supposed to handle that. That's how you're supposed to say it, and hopefully Oates will take notes, and next time he faces something like this, he'll be a little more mature in his response.
It's called preparation, and that's what Nick Saban does. He was prepared with the statement. Now, the way I understand it with Oates, and this isn't giving him a pass, but he did not know the results, what they were going to be from the prosecutor and the grand jury. All of that hit, and the next thing you know, he's asked about it, like 4 or 5 minutes left. I mean, it was almost immediate, and he was not prepared, and he did a poor job. But once, hey, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. I mean, he blew it.
I do wonder if in the coming days and coming weeks, if as the pressure kicks up, not only with the level of competition that Alabama faces, but if the scrutiny level will get to them at any point. They have been on fire as of late, and their path to Houston looks pretty almost set to this point.
Ty, the key thing with Alabama, they didn't shoot it very well. At least Brandon Miller didn't in their last game. But their defense is so good, and that defense travels. And if you can't score, you can just have a hard time beating them. And they're so talented, athletic. They're big around the rim. Something unusual is going to happen for them to lose, because if the way they're playing now, every time I watch Brandon Miller, I'm more impressed with his complete ability to play defense and offense. And I'll tell you a player that he reminds me of as far as skill level, and not as a freshman, but as a sophomore and junior, is Todd Day. And same kind of length, 6'8", ability to shoot, ability to put it on the floor and finish with either hand. And I don't know if people remember this, but Todd Day is number 2 in career steals at Arkansas. I mean, he got deflections, in the Arkansas trap, and he got steals. And Brandon Miller, to me, his defense is where sometimes he takes over a game, and they're going to be really hard to beat because of that defense.
Bruce, last year Auburn had the best front court in college basketball with Walker Kessler and Jabari Smith, but their guard play was lacking. Wendell Green, Katie Johnson, they were inconsistent. I mean, you think about Quinterly and what Alabama has at the guard.
Sears.
Yeah, yep. Sears, who had 26 on Arkansas and Fayetteville. That's the difference between Auburn and Alabama is not only do you have the best front court in college basketball with Bediako, Miller, and Clowney, you also have 2 dynamic guards to go along with it and the other guys they bring off the bench, Bruce.
Well, those guys balance out the youth. They've been around. They've played a few years. They've been through the battles. I mean, they're very coachable. They stick to the game plan. It is going to be hard. But, my hope is San Diego State, they're Rough Riders. They get it done on both ends of the court. They play a full-court game.
Physical.
Very great defensive team, very physical. And, at least maybe they could soften up Alabama a little bit. But I think that's going to be at least for a half, that's going to be a grind. I think they'll give Alabama some problems.
I hope so. San Diego State, that would be a fun upset to see on your bracket this weekend. We'll have to wait and see. Well, Bruce, I know you're on the road. You're heading to Nashville right now. A lot of people are hopefully heading to Vegas as well, and other trips they got going on. Spring break for a lot of you. I know a lot of you are on vacation right now with the kiddos. Everyone is being safe. And it's getting a little warmer here in the natural state and parts around it. And I know when it comes to fishing, you guys have a variety of things at Pradco that makes it a lot easier and better for guys like Clay, Tommy, Chuck, maybe anyone else that gets out on the water. Pradco's the place to get all the rods, all the umbrellas, the Smithwicks, and the Bobby Garlands, everything you need.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart. For the bass pond full moon that first week, so everybody's getting their young dingers ready. We're going to be wacky rigging them. We're going to be throwing them on a 1/8-ounce jig head. The fish are going to be coming up shallow on a lot of these island reservoirs and on the river system. So get your yum dingers, 5-inch yum dingers, wacky rig them. Watermelon red's the number 1 color. And then the Bobby Garland baby shad and monkey milk. I mean, that's
I need
what
some, Bruce. I need it.
Clay, you need the monkey milk, man.
I do. I need it.
But, hey, Tommy, what Wyatt and I are hoping for, she teaches at the University of Arkansas. I mean, we're a house divided, but we're united in this tournament. We want Arkansas to win 2 games, want Tennessee to win 2 games, and then we're going to Houston. We're going to sit in the upper deck and go to our first Final Four as a married couple, and we're going to go watch that Final Four, and hopefully the Hogs and Vols will meet in the championship game.
I'm sure that'll go over swimmingly if the Hogs and Vols meet up, pun intended on that. I'm sure the marriage won't be tested whatsoever in the orange and red. Well, Bruce, we appreciate it as always. Thanks for joining us as you do every Tuesday, and hopefully by the end of this weekend there'll be a couple happy Bruce Stanton, Ty Richardsons, and Clay Henrys. We'll see.
There you go. Hey, Clay, hope y'all continue feeling better, man.
Thanks. Everything's going the right direction. Yep. I wouldn't be back on the radio if I didn't feel good. So thank you. And everybody's been nice and had good medicine and good care around here. So I took care. Jean Ann took care of me, and now I've been taking care of her. So that's how it works.
That sounds like the marriage is supposed to work. That's how the whole thing's set up. I wouldn't know, but Clay knows. He's been doing it. How many years, Clay?
44.
44. Jean Ann and Clay, 44. Well, one of the things that I bet got Clay feeling a little better is fishing. And there's no better trout fishing in all of the United States of America than Gaston's White River Resort. Check it out, Gastons.com. Clint, Jacob, and everyone over there will make sure that you have a wonderful experience with not just the fishing, the nature, exploring. They got an airstrip if you want to fly in. Give them a call at 870-431-5202. 870-431-5202. Listen, if a city slicker like myself can catch 23 fish in 2 days, how many fish do you think he can catch? A lot more. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time. Every time.
ESPN Arkansas is live in Vegas at the NCAA tournament. Our coverage is presented by Mossback Fish Habitat. They can enhance your fishery at your favorite dock, lake, and pond at mossbackfishhabitat.com. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. The Stadium Shop on Razorback. Sweet 16 gear available now. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. And Red River Auto Group. Check out their inventory at redriverdodge.com and redriverfordcabot.com.
Vegas Vegas, baby!
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind everyone to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I'd also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify.
The homestead tax credit can save you up to $375 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. Over the years, we've helped thousands of customers drive better. It's simple, really. Rath Road Ready used cars, live market value pricing, and award-winning Meineke Car Care Center service after the sale. It's what's made us Arkansas's favorite used car dealer. This month, you can start driving better too, with up to $3,400 extra for your trade and savings up to $4,100 below retail. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center, now offering our exclusive Meineke Mile service contracts and prepaid maintenance plans that can add life and value to your car while saving you up to 20%. By the way, visit us on Facebook or at rathauto.com to register for our monthly contest. You can win a set of tires plus a Meineke Mile prepaid maintenance plan, a $1,000 value. It's free and it's fun, but absolutely ends March 31st. Start driving better today with Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, or online at rathauto.com.
Art's Barbecue and Burgers has the best burger in town. And every Saturday, enjoy any burger at Art's and get $1 off. Try Art's Bacon Cheeseburger, topped with house-smoked bacon, or the Art Attack with bacon, ham, and a fried egg. And all of Art's burgers come with a mound of fresh-cut fries, or upgrade to Art's homemade onion rings. $1 off all burgers every Saturday at Art's Barbecue and Burgers, 8203 Rogers Avenue, next to Aaron's in Fort Smith.
Coke Zero Sugar tastes so good, people will take a taste any way they can. You never know when your best friend will lunge across a table and grab for it. A stranger could subtly swipe it, or your little brother might just ask for one too many sips. So no matter what you're doing, or who you're with, when you're enjoying a Coke Zero Sugar, be ready to protect it from takers at all times. Because one sip begs the question, is this the best Coke ever? Take a taste and see.
Today is the day. After countless hours of research, cutting back expenses, and 9 months of anxiously waiting for her, today is the day you finally bring home your new car. It's also the day to protect her with an auto policy from Shelter Insurance. Our policies are competitively priced and include new car replacement coverage if anything were to happen to your new baby.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howell in Van Buren.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Herod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook where you can check out their work.
The largest used car sales event in Fort Smith history is this weekend at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. 5 days only, Thursday through Monday. Harry Robinson has combined the inventories from Sallisaw and Fort Smith with over 500 vehicles, deeply discounted for this weekend. Vehicles start at $49.95, state tax paid, and no payments for 90 days. Plus, bring your trade because nobody pays more than Harry Robinson. The inventory liquidation event. Special extended hours Thursday through Monday. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Oh, yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins a national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Got a good question from Luke on our text line asking where we're going to be posted up in Hot Springs. I think, Luke, I'm not 100% on this, but thanks to Terry Neville in Hot Springs who emailed Tommy earlier this week, his brother, Tony, actually manages Treasure Island in Vegas, which is the sports book and casino and hotel up there. So he's a Razorback grad in 79, I think. So I think we're going to end up doing it from there, working out the details on that, but they've been really kind to us. Don and all the guys have been really kind to kind of put that together. I think I'll get a confirmation on that later on this morning. So going to have to wait and see. Update you with the status tomorrow. Going to be flying out from Tulsa tomorrow to Vegas. Get there about little after 1 o'clock. Cannot wait for that. All right, it's time to get into your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. I love listening to Jordan Walsh. Listen to this, what he had to say about his role.
At college, as McDonald's All-American, most people think, I want to go out and score 20 points and get 10 assists and 12 rebounds. But that wasn't really my mentality coming in. To me, coming in, it was just, if I can help us win, like, at a high level, like in March, and hopefully have us to be the last game that's playing on television, to be the championship, then I'll be able to achieve the things that I want to achieve.
Clay, he's really found his role the last 2 games in Des Moines, and hopefully that I can say the same thing after Vegas this weekend.
I thought that was a revealing interview, and there was a lot of emotion in it. I think that everybody has to figure out what they can do to help a team win. It was funny. I was sitting with Nolan Richardson after a practice one day, and, a lot of times, he's tired and he just kind of crashed about the third row of the arena, and we just sit and talk. And he was talking about, his son Notes playing college basketball, and I think he was at Oklahoma State briefly, and he was frustrated that he wasn't getting enough playing time. And Rose was saying the same thing. What does he do to get playing time? And he says it's really easy. He says you get playing time for one of 2 things. One, you help your team win, and the coach can't live without you being on the floor. Or 2, you help your team lose, and he's going to put you on the pine. And it's one of the 2 things. And that's all you have to do is ask yourself, what can I do to help my team win? And that gets you time. And if you can do that, and, or what am I doing that the coach thinks is causing us to lose? And it's a real easy thing. And I think players, sometimes it takes them a little while to understand, if I do what helps the team win, everybody's going to be happy, especially my coach. And I think Nick, he understands right now that this is a finite deal. There's only a few games left, and he needs to do what he can to help his team win. And I think the players like each other, and I think they fight for each other. And it looks like, I heard all this talk 6 weeks ago, well, Nick's affecting the chemistry. I think he's really tried hard to fit in with the chemistry. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't demand the ball. He goes to the corner and lets Anthony and Devo handle it. And late in the shot clock, if they look like they have not made any progress, or Council hasn't, when they've taken their little turns fighting off of screens to play their 2-man games, he'll come get the ball at that point. But he's not doing anything that would disrupt the team's ability to win. So I give him kudos and think a lot of him. And I think most fans are feeling the same way. And, what do they say? Winning cures everything.
Yep. And I think Kamani Johnson kind of echoed something similar to what you just said, Clay.
Nick's a basketball player. He's a dog. He's him for that reason. So, we're in his ear. We're giving him encouragement. I don't think anybody on the team has lost any type of trust or faith in him. We know who he is, and we know what he can do. You know what I mean? So, it's 2 games. Them 2 games are over with. It's a new city, and, I expect Nick to have big games.
I think he's going to have a big game either Thursday, or if they win Thursday on Saturday. At some point, his talent's going to take over. And I like what you just said there. He's He didn't necessarily press. He's not demanding the ball. And what I noticed about him as I was there in Wells Fargo is when guys were making plays in the second half, he wasn't just kind of sitting there on the bench like a bump on the log. He was encouraging his teammates, which I think is very important at this time of year.
You know, I was at a practice, and I guess it was either late October, early November, and Eric Musselman started off the practice and called everybody over to they have a video screen in the corner. I mean, it's big. I mean, it's like a movie theater on the side of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And they put up video of the dugout for the New York Yankees when Aaron Judge hit, the home run I guess it was to pass Roger Maris, right? And the dugout just exploded. Guys are hopping over the fence. Not one player remained in the dugout. They were all at home plate. They mobbed him. They celebrated with him.
That's awesome.
But it was a coaching point in that's how you be a good teammate. When one of your guys goes down, you sprint over there to help him up. You celebrate on the bench. It will become natural eventually. But he says you're going to have to force it to start out. And, all y'all are fighting for playing time right now, but only 5 are going to play. Mm-hmm. And when you're not out there, you have to be a good teammate. And it may be that he had to do that several times, to get his point across, but it makes a difference. And you can tell that these guys understand that they're going to get their chance. And, even Ford and Pinion were in the game and late.
Yep.
It was kind of, to me, striking to see them go in the game late in the Kansas game because they had a purpose. They can shoot free throws, or Darren Ford has improved his defense. They're willing to put him out there on defense. So I think that's good signs for this team that they were engaged and the coach trusted them in that moment.
Couple more things in your Hog update. SEMO coming in today. Last game of this homestand, 18 straight. Arkansas's 18-2 to start. You got Ben Bybee on the mound later today. Women's basketball wins last night. They're in the Sweet 16. They beat Stephen F. Austin 60-37. And also, how about Courtney Deifel and company? 2-1 over Alabama. First time they've ever won a series in Tuscaloosa. So congrats to her and her team for their win last night. That is good. Go ahead.
I was going to say, let's throw in one more thing, and I know you've talked about it this week. Taylor Moore won the Valspar Razorback. His dad played center field for Norm. His mom was a cheerleader. She's from Little Rock. I know that their family is excited for the Razorbacks. They're season ticket holders, basketball, football, probably baseball too. Taylor actually was offered a baseball scholarship by Norm as a 10th grader. He played on the same travel team as Brian Anderson, played second base, shortstop. Great athlete. Point guard at Edmond North. 5'10", and he could dunk. I mean, he was a phenomenal athlete, and I think he won 1.4 million Sundays, won almost $2 million this year. Last year was rookie year. He won $700,000. So he's going to go over $3 million his first 2 years. That's a pretty good start for a PGA Tour career. Taylor Moore.
Taylor was the, I think, first guy I interviewed in UATV. We were close to the same age. I think he was a few years older than me, but yeah.
He's 29.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That is going to do it for your Hog Update. As always, it is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
We're going to have Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Whole Hog Sports, join us next. Clay, appreciate you hopping on early with us.
Safe travels. Have fun in Vegas, and just leave it all.
All the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
WT Equipment is your home for new
Holland Ag and Construction Equipment. Sales, parts, and service for high horsepower.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Remember this top 10 hit from 1983? Boy George, I Think You've Got It. It's Church of the Poison Mind by Culture Club. The culture is continuing to poison the minds of our youth by clubbing them with everything but the truth. But when we heed God's word, He gives us the solution to all the gender confusion. The true poison is believing that evil is good and good is evil. I'm Pastor Eve from Woodland. Think about it.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
One call cleans it all.
When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
For your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
One call cleans it all.
Tax laws are constantly changing, and when it comes to your personal or business taxes, you need the tax professionals with the experience and knowledge to take care of you. A1 Tax Service is your choice for staying on top of changing tax laws. With over 40 years of experience, they are here for you all year long. A1 Tax Service are certified to deal with the IRS, so you don't have to. They also offer bookkeeping and payroll services. See A1 Tax Service at their new location at 6901 Dallas Street off 70th, or check them out online at a1taxfortsmith.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, chance of seeing some showers early. Our high temperatures this afternoon into the low 50s with winds up to near 30 to 35 miles per hour. Chance of seeing showers tonight. Overnight low will drop down mid-40s north, low 50s south, and then cloudy and breezy for Wednesday. Our high in the low 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
When it comes to your auto repairs, call W&W Automotive at 242-1600.
You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith.
Arkansas throws it into Kamani, back to Black. Vegas, baby! Vegas, baby! Hogs are going to the Sweet 16! Hogs are going to the Sweet 16! Vegas, baby!
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
40-year-old adolescents, felons, power drinkers, and trustees of modern chemistry.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Were you going to have a party here tonight, son? I don't know what that was all about.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
That seducer and spoiler must be stopped. He's extremely dangerous.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
It's hour number 3 of the Morning Rush here on a Tuesday. Flying out to Vegas tomorrow. Cannot wait to get out there and see a bunch of Razorback fans. Already had a bunch of people tell me where they're going, where they're staying. We'll update you with those details coming up, where we'll be doing the shows and whatnot. Cannot wait again. Really excited to talk with Tom Murphy in just a bit. Also, Jerry's got some thoughts on a 1978 game that stands out that we'll let him in just a moment. This morning, we are brought to you by WT Equipment. They have 8 locations across Arkansas and North Louisiana to serve you. They're now open in Searcy as well. They're an authorized New Holland agriculture and construction equipment dealership with sales, service, and parts. So whatever you need for the harvest or hay coming up this summer to put up, WT Equipment is your source. They have it all at their 8 locations, large selection of new and pre-owned inventory. So if you need agricultural or construction equipment, stop by your nearest WT Equipment location or visit them online at WTEquip.com. Jerry, what's up, man? You had thoughts on some 78 game. You thinking UCLA, thinking Notre Dame? Which one's on your mind?
There was 1978. Arkansas was playing Notre Dame in the Final Four. I was your age at that time, and we drove, a bunch of us guys drove up there. But that was the last year. 1978 was the last year where you had the playoff for third place in March Madness. But for me, that was the year that I, as an Arkansas fan, was first had experience of March Madness with our Razorbacks being involved, because it was so close. It was at St. Louis, at the Checkerdome Arena, and that, even though we've had bigger games like the national championship with Nolan, this is what got me started. This is what got me involved. Of course, and then again, Ron Brewer Sr., he's the one that made the 15, 16-foot jumper that beat him 71-69. But this got me started with March Madness as a fan, and it's been fantastic ever since. And on top of that, as this being said, we're in a position right now to have something just as good with this team, because they've been beat up, they've been wore down in the tail end of our season, regular season, a little bit of disappointment in the SEC tournament. But now I feel like they know how to play together and know how to get the best out to really push us on to expectations that we as fans really like to see.
And Jerry, to your point, we appreciate you phoning in this morning. It sure seems like that memory is one you'll cherish the rest of your life. The fact that you brought up they've been beaten, battered, tethered, that's good. Because it's gonna get that much more difficult in Vegas with the opponents you take on. But that's gonna be a benefit, right? I mean, this UConn team, they didn't go through the same schedule you did through the regular season. They did play Alabama, beat them, so they have that going for them. But the Big East ain't the SEC. This ain't 80s. This ain't Ewing. This ain't Jordan. This ain't Mullen. This ain't the 80s, y'all. It's a different Big East. And whether it's UCLA or Gonzaga, if they get by UConn, they showed they can beat Gonzaga last year. UCLA's tough. Cronin's got himself a heck of a group. Curious about the status of Tiger Campbell for their game on Thursday and also a potential matchup with the Razorbacks. Juzane is fantastic. Sorry, not Juzane. He was on the team last year. Jaime Hawkins is fantastic. So that's another tough battle. But listen, this team is prepared. It's a credit to Muss. It's a credit to Ruda. It's a credit to that staff for putting the schedule together and the SEC for having a good basketball conference. Because if you had this go around in the 2000s or early 2010s, not the same level of competition you play in this league. I'll tell you who always brings it on a Tuesday is our friend Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. Plenty to discuss with Tom. We got baseball today, basketball coming up on Thursday. Tom, as we welcome you in this morning, I've never been to Vegas. Have you ever been to Vegas?
I have been to Vegas. I was covering Louisiana Tech back in the day, and they were in the Big West Conference. And 2 summers in a row, they had the Big West Media Days out there. So I've been, but it's been a while.
Okay. Yeah, Clay was telling me he's been, but it's been a while for him as well. I know there's a lot of things. I've got Rollin' Smoke Barbecue on my list. Apparently that's a place that Razorback fans, 2 Razorback fans own, and that is on my agenda at some point. They've got Razorback stuff all over the place, so excited about that. And excited to see this team back in action on Thursday, 6:15 Central Time, 4:15 Vegas time if you're going out there. Tom, have you dived in? Have you dove in per se to Connecticut yet, or are you still just more focusing on this team and their accomplishments over the weekend?
Well, I mean, I haven't dived in on Connecticut. I've watched some of the game, but I'll tell you, this is my take. The Arkansas team that we felt could be is the one that we thought nobody wanted to draw. That's what this team is, and I mean,
great point.
They went through their struggles, but I think about 3 weeks ago I told y'all, yes, they're going to be in the tournament, and yes, they're going to be an 8 or 9 seed. And at that point, I thought there's no way they would face anybody except Kansas or Houston in round 2. That's what happened, and it was a team that Kansas did not want to face, and Kansas tightened up late in the game. And think about this. Okay, Brazil's not in the game. Nick Smith did not have a good game. Anthony Black did not shoot well, and Ricky Council really did not shoot well. The team was on his back in the last 2 minutes, but that still wasn't maximum Arkansas. And the Mitchell twins didn't have a whole lot of action. So they're just a team that we thought they could be and still could be better. And but they'll have to be at the top of their game. It's going to be a totally different challenge with UConn.
Yeah, it is. And how you just laid it out there is what I've kind of presented to our audience this morning is you look at Nick not really doing anything on offense those 2 games. Ricky Council, I think, was 5 of 18. He just hit 10 of 11 free throws and was clutch. AB, I think, was 1 of 6. So even beating the number 1 team and a number 1 seed, you still have a higher ceiling, in my opinion. It sure sounds like that's the direction you're leaning, Tom.
It absolutely is, but like I say, different challenge with UConn. I think the Mitchell twins are both going to have to get playing time, and they're going to have to use up fouls. I mean, Kamani's going to have they're going to have to use up fouls against the 2 big guys, and honestly, I think their offense has to be smoother. I thought there was way too many jump shots, and Devo Davis, he made a lot of tough shots. Council made a tough turnaround jumper that was super clutch. So they're just going to have to get better. I mean, look, they capitalized on the fact that Kansas didn't shoot free throws well. You look back through the game, that 10-second call they had with about 4 minutes left, Kansas was ahead by 4 at that point and could have gone up by 6 or 7, and they get a 10-second call. So rare, and yet what a faulty deal for them to pull off at crunch time. So
from DeJuan Harris, who's a vet on that team, it was inexplicable for him to do that.
Completely, that he got so slowed down and honestly, the 22nd, it hit 20 right as he was the ball was still behind half court. Maybe there's some refs that wouldn't have called that, but the ref was right on top of it and called it. And needless to say, it was just one of the big plays in a game that was full of them.
Yeah, it was at that point. Now, I've seen lately, and we're talking with Tom Murphy, by the way, Arkansas Democrat Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. Arkansas has been a huge topic in college basketball and really national radio circles. I mean, Dan Patrick was giving Muss and Arkansas love. Rich Eisen had him on. Jim Rome had him on. I mean, what do you think the last, 48 to the 4 days or whatever has done for recruiting, Tom? How much of an impact do you think Arkansas getting all this pub has done for kind of an area where Muss can't focus on 100% of his efforts because you got to get ready for UConn this Thursday?
Well, I mean, Muss is a smart guy, and he knows the social media game, and doing something with that kind of flair, and then having it, communicated to the masses, to the whole country, that only plays up your brand, basically. And Arkansas was already recruiting at a very strong clip. But, I mean, it shows recruits, you can come in as a one-year guy like a Council, some of the guys last year, and have a huge season. It's a fun brand of basketball to play. And I was on radio with a station out of Houston yesterday, where the Final Four is going to be and all that. And they were asking about, Muss, can Arkansas keep him? And I'm like, look, when Arkansas basketball is really good, the brand and the resources you have here can hardly be overmatched.
Yeah.
And it's been 25 years. Arkansas basketball had been a dormant brand for 25 years, but then back-to-back final Elite Eights, and now this run. When Arkansas basketball is good, why would you go anywhere else? And that was my take on Muss. He's like, well, would Kentucky come after him? Or what about Texas? I'm like, man, I think Muss is pretty happy here. And so that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, Tom, you look at the SEC wins NCAA tournament-wise, Arkansas second in that category. War Machine had that, and I wasn't surprised at all. This is the second-best job in the league, the fan support, the in-state recruiting. There's a lot of things to go on with it, so I am completely in line with that thought. Tom, I want to ask you a football question. I was cracking up listening to Jimbo Fisher talking about Bobby Petrino, someone I know you covered, and getting asked the plays calls, who's going through the plays. And he's like, we'll go as that as we go. I plan on him making the calls. I plan on him calling the plays. I don't have a problem with that at all. How quick until we see a blow-up between Jimbo Fisher and Bobby Petrino in football this season?
Well, you know what? It was a risky move by Jimbo Fisher. I think if he leaves Petrino alone, he'll be happy with the offensive production. But can he leave Petrino alone? Because he's an offensive guy. But if you look at their offense the last 3 years, it's been not explosive. It just hasn't had a flair to it. I mean, other than A-Chain was a fantastic running back, but there wasn't super creativity to it. Well, you look at what Petrino's offense looked like in the stadium here last year, and they had flair about them. They were explosive. They exploited the middle of the field. So if you're an Arkansas fan, you just have to hope that Jimbo tries to meddle and the experiment fails and they blow up on each other. But left alone, I have no doubt that they will be a very fantastic offense.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if there is a skirmish between those two. I know have very hot personalities at times. All right, Tom, we've talked basketball, we've talked football. Baseball question before we let you go. Last game of the homestand, 18 straight in Baum Walker. Then they'll finally go on the road to Baton Rouge this weekend. Top 5 in the D1 baseball poll. I know Bybee's on the mound for the Hogs today. As they close out this homestand and they get ready for LSU, who we know is a prolific team in the West, what do you need to see from this team who just dominated Auburn this weekend before they take on the Tigers?
Well, Bobby's coming off a really good start last week against UNLV. Coyle started game one. They scored a few runs on it, but Bobby pitched, it was 5 or 6 really nice innings. So if you ask me, he's a candidate for, if they need to later in the season, inject him into the weekend rotation. The hitting's been good. Wagner's continued his run. They've hit a home run in it's 15 or 16. I think it's 16 consecutive games now.
Mm-hmm.
Might be 15. But SEMO, pretty quality team, but Arkansas should win the game. And I mean, their winning streak is 13 games, so it's starting to reach a level. The school record is 18, and they got LSU coming up, so that might be hard to attain. But still, they've shown that they can hit with people, score runs, hit with power, hit for average, hit the opposite way, work pitches. I like the depth of their batting order. Harold Cole's come on at third base where, they tried Cali and Jones, and those guys might get another shot at some point. But they've seemingly, at this point, managed without Tigert and without Cody Frank and obviously Jackson Wiggins. But I think it's going to be tested even further starting this weekend.
Tom, we'll leave it there, man. We appreciate you talking all things with us. By the way, it's National Hard Taco Day, so make sure you get a crunchy taco later on today, and we'll do it again on Thursday prior to Arkansas taking on to UConn.
Sounds good, man, and I'll find me a taco. Yeah.
See ya. Again, National Crunchy Taco Day. It's National Agricultural Day. We were telling you about WT Equipment, so for all the people that work in farm and ag and all that, we really appreciate making Arkansas what it is from that standpoint. It's National Fragrance Day. Christian, what cologne do you wear? I'm a Stetson man myself. What do you wear?
I can't remember the name of it, but
you can't remember your own cologne.
I gotta get a new one actually.
It's run out.
I ran out.
Okay. It's also World Tattoo Day. I do not have a tattoo. Do you have a tattoo?
I don't. I've had thoughts about getting one, but never serious. I guess too serious to actually get one. So
I don't know if Tom has a tattoo. I doubt it. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think Tom Murphy has a tattoo either. I don't know what fragrance. He's probably a musky man. I don't know if there's a cologne out there for Tom Murphy with musky, but it's a man's man. That is what I think about when I think Tom Murphy. I want to tell you this morning about our friends at West Ark Plumbing and Expert Drain Services. Plumber Girl and her team will keep you flowing, and they appreciate the trust and the business because they've been doing it since 1993, whether it's water, sewer, gas, and grease. If you have a clogged drain and the water heater's on the fritz, call 646-5151. That's 646-5151 for the team at West Ark. Again, if things aren't flowing your way, 646-5151. Been doing it since 1993. They support your community, and the money that you pay goes right back into it. West Ark says no to crack in your pipes and your plumber. That's West Ark Plumbing, 646-5151. West Ark Plumbing and Expert Drain Services. You figured it out?
It's Chrome.
It's
called Chrome is what I usually wear.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners have their own specific cologne. B says Tom has a tattoo under that mustache. Tom does have a fantastic mustache when he chooses to sport it. That is something that myself wish I could grow, but have not been able to at that point. My brother can grow quite a beard and could grow quite a mustache if he chose to. I have, unfortunately, was not divvied those genes from my father at some point in time. I hope I can, but I guess it's the blonde hair that kind of prevents it. Instead of turning it into a full-grown beard, it's more like peach fuzz, which kind of stinks. But, you win some, you lose some. Got good hair, just don't have good facial hair. I'll trade it off, I guess. If anyone has any Vegas recommendations for the next couple days, really appreciate it. Again, flying out tomorrow from Tulsa. I know a lot of you have been. I've never been. This is something that I'll, again, crack it for the first time. Can't wait to get out there, kind of see what the team's doing, see what everyone's saying. And got a chance again to hear yesterday. I want to go back to something I brought up earlier. I mean, Kamani's talked about it a little bit. This team has a goal, and it's this.
We're going down to Vegas to get us 2 more and then try to get to Houston.
They're trying to go down to Vegas and get 2 more and get to Houston, Texas. You have not been to a Final Four since 1995. They actually get to it. I'll calculate the days, the hours, the minutes, and the seconds, which it's been quite a number of times just doing that math off the top of your head.
It's time, baby.
It's time. Do you think this team could do it? I think a lot of you do. I think if you look down at what they did against Kansas and refused to quit in that second half, you think, you know what, there's a chance. It may not be great. The percentage may not be high. In fact, Arkansas is one of the lowest teams right now in the Sweet 16, according to odds, to make the Final Four and make it to the national championship. But the good thing is the road ahead, it's similar to what you've gone through this season. You played some tough games this year. 11 teams that you played this season are in the NCAA tournament or were in the NCAA tournament. So it's not like Arkansas hasn't gone on a road leading up to this that wouldn't prepare them for the challenge in Vegas, Christian.
Yeah, and if you take what Muss said to heart, I mean, they're getting better, and it's showing. So, during the regular season, obviously, it wasn't pretty, and there wasn't a lot of room for optimism. But, man, they have just – you beat the number one team. I know we keep saying it. If you beat them, you've got a shot to beat anybody else remaining. Now, that doesn't mean you will, but I just think Arkansas, with all the talent they have, if they can stay, solid on defense and continue to make their free throws at a pretty good clip, just do the things they've been doing well the past two games, they got a shot to beat anybody.
And again, Jordan Wall said it best.
My confidence is skyrocketed to be able to, help my team win in any situation.
Yeah, and that's what you need, not just from him, but every other player on that roster for their confidence to go up and boost up. And I think that's where they are right now with the psyche of this basketball team. Hey, we're going to be in Vegas, like I said. The Must Bus is still rolling, and we're rolling with them on the Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach. And it's all thanks to a few sponsors. Let me tell you about them real quick. Mossback Fish Habitat. David Keenan and his team helping out all the fisheries, not just in Arkansas, but in other great places. Your favorite pond, your favorite dock, your favorite lake. He can enhance it. Go to mossbackfishhabitat.com for all your habitat products. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com to schedule a free consultation. No hourly billing, flat fee. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com. The Stadium Shop on Razorback. Sweet 16 gear available now. Go check it out. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. And Red River Auto Group. Go to redriverdodge.com or redriverfordcabot.com. When we return, more from Walsh and Kamani.
ESPN Arkansas is live in Vegas at the NCAA Tournament. Our coverage is presented by
This video is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Remember this top 10 hit from 1983? Boy George, I think you've got it. It's Church of the Poison Mind by Culture Club. The culture is continuing to poison the minds of our youth by clubbing them with everything but the truth. But when we heed God's word, He gives us the solution to all the gender confusion. The true poison is believing that evil is good and good is evil. I'm Pastor Eve from Woodland. Think about it.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. Bet Online, where the game starts.
Hi, I'm Mike Van Jr. with Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. You can count on my team to provide top quality pressure washing and exterior cleaning services for your property.
What all do you service?
Fence washing, gutter, or deep concrete cleaning for your home, commercial business, and more.
Do you have insurance?
Absolutely. We're covered with liability insurance, and we also use safe and effective wash methods, leaving your home or business looking brand new.
I guess I need to go to your website, mjmobilewash.com.
Or just give me a call at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all. When you stay overnight, you want the accommodations to feel comfortable and feel like home. Well, at Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, you get exactly that. You can check out all their locations at bphotels.com. They have locations in Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Conway, El Dorado, Arkadelphia, North Little Rock, Bryant, Hot Springs, Ardmore, Oklahoma, and coming soon to Kansas City. bphotels.com. Beechwood Pinnacle Hotels, looking forward to serving you in 2023.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insight and analysis?
Hell yes.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line Podcast Network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Going to www.countyservice.net. I'd also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify.
The homestead tax credit can save you up to $375 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor.
Fishing never stops. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle has everything from jigs to raincoats, Todd Huckabee crappie rods, Bobby Garland crappie jigs, and stay warm and dry with a River West rain suit. The area's largest selection of Zoom plastics, Flash Mob Jr., Kitech swim baits, Mega Bass rods, plus rattle traps, life jackets, and rod and reel repair. Find all the top brands and everything you need at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
It's our annual Battle of the Brand sale going on now at Breeden RV. In the heavyweight division, we have the Thor Chateau versus the Gulfstream BT Cruiser, both at $39,000 off MSRP. The lightweights are ready to roll with the Starcraft Autumn Ridge, coming in at $211 a month versus the Coachman Clipper at just $206 a month, both with taxes paid. We're knocking them out with state sales tax paid on all new 2022 models and free maintenance for life on everything new. Come in, pick a winner, and drive away the undisputed champion of the campground. When this Friday and Saturday, where Breeden RV on Alma Highway in Van Buren. See dealer for details.
Arkansas Glass and Mirror Company has two locations, 1316 South Zero and 200 South Zero Street in Fort Smith, serving the glass and glazing needs of Fort Smith, Northwest Arkansas, and Eastern Oklahoma, commercial and residential. Tub and shower enclosures, mirrors, glass table, and countertops cut to custom size are just a few services offered by Arkansas Glass and Mirror Company. Arkansas Glass and Mirror stocks laminate glass, plexiglass, Lexan, window glass, and mirror and plate glass. For more information, call 646-4300. That's 646-4300.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I love how to do. You just need a little bit more education. But I love it.
Smith to Mackay for a dunk. What terrific ball movement by the Razorbacks. That's how you beat the trap. Hogs back up 40-27.
Watch the Morning Rush on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Just search Hit That Line.
Back here on the Morning Rush, more to discuss with this basketball team this week. We're going to hear a little more from Kamani Johnson, Jordan Walsh, and maybe even Muss coming up. Also got your SEC update shortly, but first, let's go to the lines and welcome in our guy, Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources here on a Tuesday. It is March Madness, Larry. Hogs are still in it, and you're in the thick of things in March, getting ready to get some cars off the lot before the end of the month, my man.
It really is probably my favorite time of the year, Ty. I mean, this springtime, and the birds are singing, and the hogs are winning, and cars are selling. What a great time. And we've got a big inventory. We're ready for this. We've been stocking up all through the winter and getting cars ready just for this time. So, folks, if you've been waiting to get you a nicer, newer car, right now is the time. Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith, absolutely the place. Cars, trucks, SUVs, we've got whatever you're looking for. And, the live market value pricing, that ensures you're going to get a great price. The Rath Road Ready reconditioning process, that ensures you're going to get a great car. And the Meineke Car Care Center, that ensures you're going to get great service after the sale. Those three things together make up a better way to drive, and you could drive better, too, right now. Save some money on a nicer, newer car and get great service after the sale as well. If you're looking for a new car, the Mitsubishi lineup at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale is really exciting, and we've got a good inventory, particularly of the 23 Outlander. And Ty, I don't know if you've seen this vehicle yet or not, but this new Outlander, absolutely gorgeous vehicle. It's got all the safety features. It's got all the tech. And it's cheaper than all the competition. So if you want to save some money and drive something that's really fresh, best-looking car in its class, it's the 23 Mitsubishi Outlander. We've got a good inventory of those, along with the Eclipse Cross, the Mirage, the Outlander Sport at Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. So whatever you're doing, new or used, folks, right now is a great time. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
That's Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and in Springdale. Larry, enjoy the rest of your week, man. We'll catch up a little later.
Thanks, Ty. You have a good one. Folks, come see us.
Hey, jump in here if you want. We got 2 more segments here on a Tuesday edition of the Morning Rush. Going to be getting ready for the trip to Vegas. Cannot wait. Arkansas, UConn, 6:15 Central Time this Thursday, 4:15 Vegas time. Of course, right here on ESPN Arkansas. Sterling is in Center Ridge this morning. Sterling, how hyped are you for Thursday, man?
Oh, you just don't know. I can't wait. The best thing I got going for me right now is that World Baseball Classics tonight, and that's going to take a little bit of the edge off as I wait for Thursday. And Ty, I got a bone to pick with you, my man.
What's up?
I was set to get some tickets, and your friends up before I can get to my friends to get the tickets.
Listen,
this weekend.
I'll tell you what, man. I've had so many people ask me about the Razorback Foundation this week and the connections that I may or may not have. That's way above my pay scale. I mean, they got the people that I was sitting next to that are. I mean, it's like the Lindsays, the Hunts. I mean, you've got to have some money to get tickets for this Vegas. And I've got friends, Sterling, there's probably 20 of them that are right around my age, and they're scraping every little chunk of change and piggy bank they can get just to get into the game on Thursday, my man.
Old Center Ridge. By the time I got to them, you done snapped them up, you and your buddies. But man, y'all go out there and y'all have a good time. Y'all push your old hogs through. I'm gonna hit on a few things real fast. I know you got a lot of work to do. It goes without saying that you got to take care of the basketball, hit your free throws, make good decisions with the basketball. Take good shots.
Mm-hmm.
But really, they got to defend without making those dumb fouls. I want our fouls to be used to stop easy layups down low. I don't need no fouls for reaching in 28 feet away from the basket or even 23 feet away from the basket. It need to be down low. We need to save our fouls for our big guys. Whenever we get out of position, they got an easy layup to cause the foul and make them take it out. You know what I'm saying? Before you get into the bonus and reset your defense. I think that's important. And the thing about Musselman, people think I don't like Musselman because I'm critical of Musselman. I do that because I hold him on a high standard. I put him way up high. And I'm going to tell you the strength of Musselman is his preparation before the game. He takes away his opponent's biggest strength, and he attacks their weakest point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the best thing I like about Musselman. The only thing, I think he's a little hard on Graham when it comes to defense. I think you need to let Graham play more. It's times I like for him to take timeouts, but I do that to all coaches, and people do it to me on my little level of coaching. What little team I got, people want to know why I didn't play such and such. But that just goes with the territory. That's just part of the game. But I think that this team got a good look at it. Connecticut going to be tough, but like you said before, this tournament after the first round, if you're not a number one seed, and we've seen here in recent years that even that's not a guarantee anymore. So. Once you get in this tournament, anything can happen. And that's the only thing you can like or dislike about this tournament. It can save your season, and it can make a good season look bad. I mean, Purdue, Big Ten regular season champions, tournament champions, but that loss, that one day, has now put this in the bottom of the barrel. And for Arkansas, who was struggling all season, we had high expectations they wasn't reaching. Now, 2 wins. I mean, now everything is gravy from here out.
Charlotte, sorry I had to cut you off there because we're up against the break. But you're right. It didn't look like it at one point, and now it might end up being the case. All right, still a lot to get to coming up here on the Morning Rush. If you have not done so already, go to hitthatline.com and sign up for Mermaid Madness. How many mermaids in the hot tub at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith? You can check it out. Again, hitthatline.com/Mermaid Madness.
ESPN Arkansas is live in Vegas at the NCAA Tournament. Our coverage is presented by Mossback Fish Habitat. They can enhance your fishery at your favorite dock, lake, and pond at mossbackfishhabitat.com. Mock Legal Solutions. Real advice, reasonable price. The Stadium Shop on Razorback. Sweet 16 gear available now. North Arkansas Regional Medical Center in Harrison, bringing better to you. And Red River Auto Group. Check out their inventory at redriverdodge.com and redriverfordcabot.com.
Vegas, baby!
Semaglutide is a weight loss game changer. That's what the medical community is saying about the latest FDA-approved weight loss medication. Vici Aesthetics and Wellness is offering a detailed program to all of Arkansas, in-office or telemedicine visits available. So to schedule your medical consultation and get started on the #1 prescription choice by medical professionals for safe and effective weight loss while also reducing cardiovascular risk factors, call or text 479-343-8424. 479-343-8424.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best prices. Enjoy peace of mind with our lifetime warranty on every new RV and a mobile service shuttle to keep you camping. So come on in and discover why Wheels was voted the best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
WT Equipment is your home for New Holland ag and construction equipment, sales, parts, and service. For high horsepower row crop tractors and combines, utility tractors and hay equipment, compact track loaders, and mini excavators. WT Equipment has it all. Stop by one of their 8 locations to explore the value of New Holland tractors and see why New Holland hay equipment and twin rotor combines are second to none in harvesting ability. Need to upgrade your construction equipment fleet? Give WT Equipment a call. Come by a store or check out their website, WTEquip.com.
The largest used car sales event in Fort Smith history is this weekend at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. 5 days only, Thursday through Monday. Harry Robinson has combined the inventories from Sallisaw and Fort Smith with over 500 vehicles deeply discounted for this weekend. Vehicles start at $49.95, state tax paid, and no payments for 90 days. Plus, bring your trade because nobody pays more than Harry Robinson. The inventory liquidation event. Special extended hours Thursday through Monday. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One has a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Needing your roof repaired? Ramos Roofing is a local company that has over 25 years of experience, specializing in your residential or commercial roofing needs in the Oklahoma area. Ramos Roofing, a company you can trust, offering discounts to senior citizens, law enforcement, or healthcare workers, and assists in your insurance claims. Ramos Roofing, standing behind their work so you can stand under it. Call 479-420-9903. That's 420-9903. Ramos Roofing, working with you to build a better home.
Fishing never stops. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle has everything from jigs to raincoats, Todd Huckabee crappie rods, Bobby Garland crappie jigs, and stay warm and dry with a River West rain suit, the area's largest selection of Zoom plastics, Flash Mob Jr., Kitech swim baits, Mega Bass rods, plus rattle traps, life jackets, and rod and reel repair. Find all the top brands and everything you need at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 1 mile east of I-540 on Highway 64. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle. Are you a qualified CDL CDL driver with local or over-the-road experience? Tired of driving older equipment? Not having enough home time? Feel like a number? You need Patriot Transport. Patriot Transport, based in Centerville, with locations in Russellville and Van Buren, provides you with late model equipment, has a family atmosphere, and provides you the opportunity to make $95,000 per year. Patriot Transport works with you to get the miles you want and the family time you need. Change your life today. Visit PatriotTransport.com to apply. That's PatriotTransport.com.
Is your heating system leaving you out in the cold? Funny smells? Grinding noises? Or just plain not keeping you comfortable? If it's time for a new heating and air system, you deserve the best. Get a complete Pascal system replacement starting at only $99 a month. Don't settle for good when you can have the best. Schedule today at gopascal.com. Professional people, professional service. Pascal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. Westark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact Westark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drains, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. You have slow drains or high water bills, call Westark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
SEC update time here on the Morning Rush. Saw that Arkansas, War Machine had this, and they are the second leading team in the Southeastern Conference with number of NCAA tournament wins at 50. Florida's got 48. Kentucky's got over 130, but thought that was pretty cool that the Razorbacks are second. This is the second best conference job in this conference. It is. And I know Georgia has those back-to-back national championships in 06 and 07. Billy Donovan had that thing rolling. But if you look out the duration of history with these basketball programs in this league, it's not really arguable that Kentucky isn't number one. They're number one. And I hate it, but it's just true. Hogs are number two. Muss has this thing going right now, back-to-back Sweet 16s, and trying to get to 51 NCAA tournament wins after Thursday. Again, ESPN Arkansas has your pregame coverage. We'll have Ruskin and Zach leading up to 5:30. Then Chuck and Z will be courtside in Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. And then now Derek and I got the word that Derek and I will have Hog Reaction after the game live from Vegas. Cannot wait for this Thursday. I know people are just ready. It's like Chuck was saying yesterday. You're just ready for get here, man. You're just ready for it. You need it. You want it. I know the basketball players want it. The coaches want as much time to prepare as possible to get this team ready for UConn. Muss has got a really good record when given all these days to have this preparation, and hopefully some guys can get healthy. Jordan Walsh dealing with some things, Anthony Black dealing with some things. They get the treatment they need for this game on Thursday against the UConn Huskies. All right, more SEC news. Baseball team, 5 in the D1 baseball poll. Listen to this. LSU's 1, Florida's 3, Vandy's 4, South Carolina's 11, Tennessee's 12, Ole Miss is 13, A&M's 21, Missouri's 22, and Kentucky's 23. That is incredible that you have that many teams, 10 in the top 25 of SEC baseball. We talk about how much of a juggernaut SEC football is. Basketball has been good this season, but baseball's still it. And women's basketball is pretty solid. Track and field we know is really good. But baseball, if you ask people that really pay attention to this stuff, it's hard to say that baseball isn't the top of the list when it comes to competition year out and year in this league. And it helps you have the inherent advantage of playing in the South where it's still cold a lot of different places, in the Big Ten and the ACC in some places and what others. but Arkansas has that advantage, and the other SEC schools do as well, even though it can get awfully chilly and awfully brisk in Fayetteville in February and March. We know that because we experience it every year. That is going to do it for your SEC update this morning. It's brought to you by Arts Barbecue and Burgers. Now, I know a lot of you, as you get ready for Thursday, you're thinking about, what's on the menu? What am I eating this Thursday? Well, look no further than Arts, which has a smoked Reuben special, and I can attest this thing is awesome. Smoked Reuben special during the month of March. We know St. Patrick's Day was last week. Well, they're still got it rolling. So take advantage of everything at Arts Barbecue and Burgers. Get a big old platter. I know Tommy's talked about the Artilio before, which really gives you a little bit of everything. And as someone that frequents Arts, I love the kickin' chicken. I get a variety of different things. Their barbecue special, just their pulled pork's really good. The ribs. I'll get things, the Boss Hog burger with the bacon. Their bacon's fantastic. If you haven't had Arts in a while, or if you've never had it at all, first, shame on you. But stop on by. It's next to Buddy's in Fort Smith off Rogers Avenue. That's Arts Barbecue and Burgers. I don't want to go back to something Eric Musselman said because I think it's important. He was on Rome yesterday and said this.
We won't have to drive to the arena, drive back, walk through security, and we could just do it all in one setting, and we'll probably save ourselves 30 minutes off our legs. Devo Davis stood up and said, no, Coach, we're going to shoot. We're getting on the floor. And then Ricky Council spoke up and a couple other guys. And so
they wanted to be in Wells Fargo Arena. Some other guys passed up shooting opportunities. Not other guys, excuse me. Other teams passed up their shooting opportunities on Thursday to stay in their hotel. Not Arkansas. Evidently, it paid off. They shot really well from the free throw line these last two games. Ricky Council, 10 for 11, only one miss in that game. That's been an Achilles heel for this team all season long. Is it going to be in Vegas? I don't know. I hope not. I hope they have the same type of performance from the line because we saw in a tight game when it mattered and how crucial those are, Arkansas converted and came up big. Tom kind of alluded to it earlier. Kansas, not great from the line this past Saturday. Arkansas was. You need another performance like that, not just from there, but offensively in the second half, the explosion that you saw from that. Musk made the rounds yesterday, man. It's on Patrick. It's on Ison. He was, or it wasn't Patrick. They were talking about him. He was on Rome. I mean, he got some national recruiting in yesterday, and that's big considering that Cal, Pearl, some of these other coaches, they're getting a chance to go full in right now, right? Like, they don't have to worry about games. They're not worried about that. They can go head first in recruiting. Their team's out. Now, it's nice to have your team in the national spotlight. CBS, baby, 6:15. You're going to have a lot of people, Eastern time zone, Central time zone, Mountain time zone, Pacific time zone. A lot of people are going to be watching your game, not just live in Vegas, but other places. And you got the best region, too. UConn, UCLA, Arkansas, Connecticut. Go look at the other matchups. This is the best region in terms of the games and the potential outcomes on that, at least in my opinion. Maybe it's skewed. Maybe you think I'm a homer, but that's how I'm looking at it. You got UConn and Arizona, UCLA against Gonzaga. The other games, Tennessee at Florida Atlantic. I say at Florida, versus Florida Atlantic. I think Tennessee might knock the doors off the Owls. Kansas State and Michigan State, that's going to be fun. Really good matchup between Jerome Tang, who I think is the coach of the year in all of college basketball, against Tom Izzo, who just has a reputation for making the way to the Final Four every 4 or 5 years. Houston against Miami, really good guard play. Really good. I think I have Miami winning that game in my bracket. Larinaga is a great tournament coach. I could see them beating Houston. Got to contain Marcus Sasser. If you do that, you got a great chance. Texas at Xavier. Got a little Rodney Terry, a little Sean Miller matchup. Should be fun. Hopefully the X wins that one. Alabama at San Diego State. Keep saying that. It's in Louisville. So San Diego State, the Aztecs, they got a long way to travel. They got a good basketball team, though. We'll see if Alabama can shoot it a little better than they did when they were in Birmingham. And then Creighton at Princeton. McDermott, consistent round of 32, Sweet 16 guy. Can they get to an Elite Eight? It's a good basketball team. You narrowly lost to them earlier this season. Again, Princeton, the Ivy League. Always seems to be an Ivy League that gets an upset. And now they find themselves at a Sweet 16 with a chance to go to the Elite Eight. That's your matchups this weekend. And I can't wait. Thursday and Friday. And we'll get to the Elite Eight on Saturday and Sunday. what else is going on right now? I guess you got Japan that's going to play the United States in the World Baseball Classic. Have you been watching any of that? Christian, you're a baseball guy. Have you watched any of that?
I have. This year I have more than most years just because, I don't know why. It seems like it's more at the forefront this year with all the players that are actually playing for Team USA. You got Mike Trout, Trey Turner, Nolan Arenado, Goldschmidt. It's a stacked lineup. And when you look at that lineup, I know there's other great teams out there, countries that play baseball, but, man, it's hard to envision Team USA losing to anybody with all those talented players.
They got a loaded lineup, and there's been a lot of great players that you've gotten to see if you watched any of that. I've watched just a tad, just a hair of it. I've got other friends that adore baseball that have watched it pretty extensively, but with Arkansas being in the NCAA tournament, that's taken up the duration of my time, but hopefully the USA pulls it out. Got a couple texts in here. Just a reminder, softball team beats Bama for the first time ever in Tuscaloosa series-wise. They get that done 2-1 last night. Shanice Dells goes off, goes 10 innings, goes the full 9 yards. So happy for her, happy for Courtney Deifel, and happy Arkansas softball seems to be back on track after having some down performances lately. You also had the women's basketball team with Mike Neighbors. They get past, and I say get past, they crushed and mutilated Stephen F. Austin by 23. So they'll move on. They're going to host Texas Tech this Friday, 7 o'clock. So if you got something, again, you can watch Arkansas basketball on Thursday, and then baseball teams in action in LSU this weekend. I don't remember where the softball team's playing, but you've also got, again, that WNIT game this Friday inside of Bud Walton Arena. They'll host them there. That's that's kind of the Arkansas news. Also, the Mike Anderson thing. I was talking with Clay about this a little bit. He's going to file an arbitration lawsuit against the school because he was fired for terminated with cause. Clay brought up the fact that they've tried to do this with someone else, and they had to end up paying him around $11 million, which would what be Mike Anderson is owed. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Mike, again, such a nice guy. He was such a good dude at the U of A when he was here. I have nothing but good things to say.
Yeah, something's
about
fishy
Mike
about
Anderson.
that.
Well, they know they're gonna have to pay Patino. That's the deal. So they're trying to look for all the money they can on that. Ed Cooley's going to Georgetown. He's leaving Providence. He's been there for quite a number of years, but he's taking over for Patrick Ewing. Saw that news yesterday on that. Well, that's going to do it for today's show. Really appreciate everyone joining us on a Tuesday. Just a recap of everything that we talked about. It will be in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Kamani Johnson, Jordan Walsh, both great yesterday. Two different dynamics, senior, freshman. You've got that, and amongst other things, they were awesome. Jordan gave credit to Kamani for that offensive rebound tip. Kamani was the one that told him to spin, which ultimately led to Ricky Council getting 2 more free throws. So that was cool to see him give that and have that gesture. Also had Daryl Hawkins on in hour number 1. He was awesome. That will be in the podcast along with Tom Murphy, Clay Henry, and Bruce Stan. All that, again, just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts or Hit That Line Podcast Network. It's brought to you by Breeden RV Center. Good show, everyone. Really appreciate it. And hopefully I don't get any legal trouble this weekend as we head out to Vegas. But if I do, I'm going to call Kevin Hickey and Hickey and Whole Law Partners, him and Brad Hull, helping you out with everything. In terms of what they're really, really good at, divorce and custody cases, you want an attorney that can guide you through the process. And at Hickey and Whole Law Partners, they have over 7 decades of combined experience. And they've gone and heard through pretty much every scenario that you can imagine. They can put that experience to work for you to get the best results possible. Visit them at kevinhickeylaw.com or call 479-434-2414, kevinhickeylaw.com or 479-434-2414 for the Hickey and Whole Law Partners. If you have not already, Sweet 16 bracket at hitthatline.com. Redo it. It's a nice little do-over. Go to hitthatline.com/bracket. Really appreciate Christian Johnston, Clay Henry, Tommy Kraft, Bruce Stan, and Daryl Hawkins for joining us this morning. Everyone have a great Tuesday. We'll talk to you tomorrow with Chuck on a What's Your Beef Wednesday.
Wheels RV wants you to seek out all the natural state has to offer this year. Explore Arkansas in a new RV from Grand Design, Forest River, KZ, Heartland, Keystone, or Alliance. All the best brands at the best